And now, ladies and gentlemen of the old world, we're back in business with ECL Season 5 Qualifier number 3. And I have to say, there's some familiar faces in today's final, and it's going to be quite a bit of fun. So welcome, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current bracket for the day. So currently, as far as the tournament goes, we did have over 60 players playing today. So these are the top 4 players, and as is the usual case, we do cast the top 4 games, so the semifinals and the grand finals. So we have Chief of Clan BBB facing off against Energized. And then on the bottom side of the bracket, we have King of the Dead, who's actually gone all the way to the finals today, facing off against the winner of Falcon and Zyphos. So currently Falcon and Zyphos are playing a best of 3 series in the quarterfinals, which will be determining who joins the top 4 of this stream. Welcome, guys. It's time. Let's go ahead and jump into the lobby. So for our first match of the day, it's going to be Energized against Chief. We'll jump to the scorecards here, and you guys will be able to see them in just a quick moment. And as far as the picks and ban goes, it's going to be Energized on the Tomb Kings, and it looks like it's going to be Chief on the Greenskin. So this is a fun matchup. Casket of Souls has been very, very proven here in this particular situation. And yes, currently Falcon and Zyphos are playing a Wood Elf mirror match on Falcon's channel. So if you guys want to go watch that series conclude, although they are in game 2 in a best of 3, so it could potentially be over in a matter of seconds. But nonetheless, Falcon, I'm sure, will be streaming his live perspective all day. And you guys, if you want to see him play live, we'll be dropping links as well. Yeah, so we're to be decided at the moment. We's just warming up indeed. Oh yes, it's going to be a fun day of competition. Very excited to be here. How's it going, Bubba's Big Blast? Spirit of Gorg. The people, they gather. But yeah, Greenskins versus Tomb Kings. Now, King of the Dead has been using a very strong build against me with this, and basically what he does is he uses a Casket of Souls, a double Snake Knights to actually counter the trolls, and he doesn't use the halberds, he uses the regular Snake Knights, which are shielded and armored. Pretty actually tough to kill for the Orc Archer line, and yeah, they're really good against trolls and against like greenskin infantry, so I wonder if Energized will take a page out of King's book or if he'll have his own schemes. But I really do think, like with my greenskin build, I've been able to crump most Tomb Kings players with the exception of King's build, so I'm really curious how Energized will play this. Maybe he'll go with like a Titan or something like that. We'll see. We will see. Kimsey Bimsey, thank you for joining. Yeah, welcome. We're going to have some fun here, don't you worry. Kevin Robinson enjoyed the Magic draft. Yeah, I'll be doing another Magic stream probably tomorrow night. Tomorrow will be a low-key day. I'll probably record like a couple Scars Night campaigns, and then from there, we'll hit it hard with the Magic stream at night. Your money's on Zyphos, huh? Well, currently Falcon is up 1 game in their series. He won the first game, which was Dark Elves with Falcon against the High Elves of Zyphos. And now they're playing their Wood Elf mirror match. So as soon as we know the winner of that, we will report it to you guys. And the winner of that series will be facing King of the Lag in the bottom side of the bracket. So I think without further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started. Energized versus Chief. Good luck, have fun to these 2 fine players. We are on the Estalian Tomb. And that's good. So Fenster says, oh man, wife is out of town, kids are over at a friend's house, Turin is streaming ECL. Not sure how the day could get any better. Hey man, I got you covered. It's going to be a fun stream. Oh yeah, I'm really hyped. Yeah, we keep it fun. Our streams aren't super long. Usually they're about 2 to 4 hours, but you know, we have a good time. It's fast and furious. We go hard in the paint and we have a good time. Yeah, Falcon and Zyphos are fighting right now, correct. There was younglings in this tournament. There was a ton of younglings. Yeah, we had a lot of new players playing today. And, you know, many of them were eliminated in the first round, but that's okay. It's the nature of the beast when you're playing against these top tier players. Just checking everything to make sure we're all good and there's no questions on the back end, and we are all set. We are all set. So this is going to be the first game. Tomb Kings will probably want the high ground position up here. I mean, more or less, it's like one army starts with like a little bit of a forest situation. Both places are very defensible. And in some ways, this is a more defensible position because you can hide like all your stuff in the trees back here and they won't know it's coming. All right, so this is a build that may have trouble with the greenskins in some respects. I think Grapos, like though they are pretty good against trolls, I mean, I guess he only has 1. So it's not a lot to protect. Okay, the single Ushapi Grapo I think is good. 2 skeleton archers, including the Blessed Legion of Demonetization, with Armor Sundering, which can help out against the stone trolls. On top of that, he does have the Casket of Souls, Ushabti Grapos, and carrying the chase-off routing units. And aside from that, it's just going to be Skeleton Spears and Tomb Guard and Chaff units. And it's going to be Cetra, the Imperishable, on his Mighty Sphinx, which should be quite a bit of fun. Yeah, Falcon and Zyphos are in the quarterfinals, and I mean, they had to play through a lot of players to get there. I mean, we had over 60 players playing today, so each side of the bracket, you know, had like 30 plus players or around 30 players that you had to get through, which is, or at least compete with. So yeah, pretty serious stuff for sure. And now for the forces of the Greenskins, who shall be led by Chief. Chief coming off a very impressive 2-0 victory of Peabutter Special, if I'm not mistaken, in his last series. Certainly on fire today. And Chief, of course, has always been a very good Greenskin player. And now with them getting their buffs, It's going to be very interesting to see how he does. So we got Goblins into the Sunset, which is good. Got Goblin Wolf Chariots, actually. It's so weird. Like I really thought Pump Wagons would be used more often than they are currently used. But it seems like, Chief and Soothsayer, these guys really use the Wolf Chariots. 3 groups of Stone Trolls, which are like the best thing in this matchup. They just crump all of the constructs. They're really durable against missile play. Stone Trolls are absolute aces. And Necropolis Knights are really good against them, actually. But yeah, Stone Trolls are just a pain. We got Azag with Slagus Slashes and the Ard Armor. And it looks like he pretty much just has Spirit Leash and then some Orc Boys across the periphery. And that is it. So the Stone Trolls are pretty much the hard carry piece in this army. Teamed up with Azag, of course, who's a hard hitter. So we'll see how that goes. A little bit of Vanguard placement in the back. Some Forest Goblin Spider Riders. But that's pretty much it, guys. So we will get this party started. Spirit of Gorg with the Danny DeVito emoji. I love it, man. Yeah. No, Alex, I didn't see that. No. Well, that's kind of ridiculous. And here we go. Setra the Imperishable is here. The Energized one. Energized has done pretty well in the ECLs. He's gotten pretty far in a multitude of tournaments for sure. Yeah, he's done well for himself. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get the Pump Wagon thing. I mean, I felt like they would be good in multiplayer for how cheap they are. Maybe there was like a shadow nerf or something. But people use the Wolf Chariots instead, which is strange. Maybe it's for the skirmishing potential. I mean, they have a little bit of DACA they can put out, but it's not like that incredible. I don't really know. Yeah, Stone Trolls are just such good units in multiplayer. In campaign, they're not bad also. With some of the tech tree stuff in campaign, you can get Stone Trolls up to like 150, 200 weapon strength, and you can really get some good value. So, Stone Trolls traded their model quality for their combat quality. Oh. I suppose that's true. They're basically just reskinned trolls that have clubs. But I'm not going to complain. Both players are ready. Start anytime. Anytime. Okay, they already know. Perfect. I don't even need to tell them. Corvus, you are on time, brother. Welcome to the stream. Yes, good. But as far as new units go, the Greenskins are going to be using the Stone Trolls, and Stone Trolls, of course, are a new addition with the Warden and the Paunch DLC. And if we look over here, Azag got some new buffs with the Slagus Slashes, as well as the Azag's Ard Armor. So he's able to really provide some huge force multiplying buffs to make those Stone Trolls quite scary in combat. Now, as far as the fighting goes, the first Casket of Souls shot into the Orc Boys, not going to be terribly impactful, and that's the one thing I really like about Chief's build, is that he didn't really give his opponent any good targets, aside from the Stone Trolls, of course, and Azag, and he's just going to wait and advance his like Haggard Goblins, envelop this army, and then from there he'll probably advance the Stone Trolls. But, on that same note, Energized does have a much better infantry line. It looks like it's going to be Tomb Guard, and Tomb Guard can pretty much solo endless Goblins. They're going to be able to trade very, very effectively there, so we'll see how that goes. Could be quite a bit of fun. So Azag's flying overhead, going to be using a Spirit Leech on Setra. Not a bad idea, just trying to wear down the big threat. Setra is, of course, a powerhouse character, and with the Blade of Petra, he can be imbued with fire damage, and also anti-large using the Cursed Blades if he does have that, but he did not bring that. But nonetheless, the Blade of Petra against Stone Trolls, very effective, can kill the models, and that's one of the better ways to deal with regenerating units like Skin Wolves and Trolls. You basically kill the models because they can't resurrect, they can simply heal their models. So if you take out models with like heavy burst damage, they're not going to be able to come back and troll you later, which is definitely a good thing. So the Goblin Wolf Chariots, I suppose, are wasting a little bit of ammo, just kind of going back and forth here. And Setra has gone in pretty aggressively here. And the thing is, now Energized here, yeah, it might look like he's a little bit overextended, but even if he does get surrounded, that's the really nasty thing about the Casket of Souls, is that it will shoot the targets surrounding Setra when he's really deep or buffing himself using the Phos protection, right? So then it's going to be doing massive splash damage to all of these troops here, which is going to be very punching. In the back, you can see the Wolf Chariots are being shot by Skeleton Archers. Bit of a wash there. But I would imagine that Energized, though he is a little bit surrounded here, there should be some Casket follow-up. I mean, Azag's coming in pretty hard. Azag's certainly quite scary. Good AP values, and another Spirit Leech coming in as well. Yeah, it does look like the Ushapi Gaipo are actually shooting at Azag, which is a good choice. He's going to be a pain. And he can juke the shots pretty well, but if he's kind of sitting and attacking, Setra here, that's going to be a pretty good time. So this is where you need the Casket. The Casket needs to be shooting into this blob right now. I don't know what it's shooting at. He might be shooting something else. Is it obstructed? No, it's firing, but it just takes forever to shoot. That could have been so punishing to that blob. Regardless, Setra does get away. It's not the worst thing in the world. It looks like he was able to stabilize, but actually Azag lands in front of him, which is very, very, very bold strategy, Cotton. Because now there's going to be a huge debuff. Blade of Petra is active, and I would imagine Incantation of Desiccation. No. Well, yes, both. Azag's Ard Armor and a debuff going down, so it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a kind of a counterbalance against those abilities. Now, on the far side here, we do have the Wolf Chariots and the Stone Trolls crumping through the Skeleton Spears, and even though the Spears are good against those two targets, Stone Trolls, while the Chariots take the beating, should be able to kind of chew through them. And now the Wa is active, which is going to give a huge force multiplying effects. But here in the front, you can see the Stone Trolls are actually buckling and running. So those Stone Trolls are very powerful and very good. They're still Trolls. So if they take Focus Fire, they're rear charged by terror-causing units. And Chief didn't bring Bob. So there's no Black Orc Big Boss here to give the trolls the immunity to psychology. And man, giving them the Azag's Art Armor is actually a pretty cool kind of thought process. But yeah, you know, the Tomb King's infantry in the front is really carrying here. The Tomb Guard and the Kepler Guard able to win most of their fights. And Kepler Guard does do magic damage, which actually does less damage to Stone Trolls. But Cetra seems to be doing a pretty outstanding job of routing off all the Stone Trolls. As a matter of fact, you can see these ones here get terrified. These ones are terrified. And I know there's a third group in the back, which is probably doing pretty good, actually bunching through the spears. But man, I have to say, Casket of Souls are such a punishing thing for greenskins. They just wreck your infantry so hard. Like, if you go with elite infantry, they just wreck you, and Caskets do surprisingly good damage against, like, trolls and monstrous units like that as well. It's a very, very good unit. I used to think it was one of the worst units in the game, but of course it got some pretty crazy buffs and became quite good. So the Stone Trolls are back in for round 2, baby. Another nasty Casket Blast right there. Maybe going to be breaking the Spider Riders, and also does do a bunch of damage to the Orc Boys and the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, so that is quite a nasty situation. So actually the Imperishable here is going to be getting Spirit Leeched, but he does have the Incantation of Protection to prevent the Stone Trolls from really clubbing him. And now the Curse is down, doing some AoE damage to all the greenskins nearby, and another Terror Route going down here on the Trolls. I think, no, actually just a natural break. So the Stone Trolls don't seem to be carrying their weight. It seems like Energized is maybe pulling ahead in this game. The Stone Trolls are getting pushed back non-stop. And that's the thing, like, if you go with a Goblin front line, you're not going to have an answer against the Tomb King's Chaff, really. Stone Trolls will counter Constructs, but they won't counter the infantry. That's why many of the builds I've used in the past are usually centered around Savage Orc Biggins stacked with Trolls. But again, I've struggled with this because my Savage Orc Biggins just get value traded so badly by the Casket of Souls just blasting them into another dimension. Hopefully not Age of Sigmar. Orc Boys blasted once again. Balance of Power is a little bit Tomb King favored, but it's certainly not the point of no return. Now this is very, very much a veteran play right here. You can see here that Energized is chasing off a relatively healthy group of Stone Trolls with some carrion, and that's why it's always worth it to bring like one carrion. A really masterful play, because when they run off, that's a big loss right there. That is nowhere near their healing cap, so very, very punching stuff. So here we have some Orc Boys still fighting in the pits, but Cetra is certainly going to be pimp slapping him with his cat paws here. And those Orc Boys are going to be flying quite a bit. Terrified and taken out by a Nushapti summon. Azag flying overhead. And, you know, Chief could draw the game out and maybe get enough Spirit Leeches to take down Cetra, but Cetra is pretty meaty here. And the Casket of Souls is good on ammo. The Ushapti Greatbow is good on ammo. His Skeleton Archers are still functional, you know, at least the Blessed Legion. So, I mean, Azag can't really fly overhead for free. So he's going to be landing here, though. It looks like he might be thinking about it. He has to be really careful, though. If he lands too close to Cetra, for example, he could get gooned really hard. Now, the Greenskins, a little bit of a rally here. It looks like he was able to save his Trolls using the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. And it's actually quite good. I mean, 2 groups of Stone Trolls coming back. This could actually potentially get Chief back in the game. He has 11 models here. He has 9 models right here. And those bad boys could be healing, right? So that could be a pretty substantial thing. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. You can see here the Stone Trolls will be making their way back in. These ones are broken, but that's the thing. Like, if you don't finish them off or chase them off, they'll come back even stronger. And really, I mean, just spamming Spirit Leeches and gathering your Trolls, the Greenskins are very much going to be getting a second wind here, as all the chaff units here on the periphery might actually get taken out. Kepler Guard are in good shape, I suppose. The Wolf Chariots could do a little bit of cycle charging, but they're going to be pretty inefficient in the trees. You can see here the Goblin Wolf Chariots are kind of like pinned against the trees. They're going to have trouble cycle charging. Kepler Guard might be able to get them. We'll see. But the Stone Trolls are coming in. It's going to be quite nasty. Just get the Stone Trolls, get your big Goon Squad, and maybe take out Kepler Guard. Try and waste the ammo, but oh man, Azag's taking so much work. He's at -9 right now. If Azag does break off the back of the map, ooh, that could be really bad, and now he can't juke also. So if the Ushapti Greatbows follow up here and keep shooting, he's going to be taking that damage because Chief doesn't have control over him at the moment. He'll be just, you know, running straight into those Greatbow shafts, and you can see here, yeah, it looks like Chief is going to be losing his Lord, but even with that Lord loss, you can actually see that the balance of power is actually surprisingly even, and that's because the Trolls are healing, and the Tomb Kings are running very, very low on ammo. I mean, the Casket has 4 volleys left. The Blessed Legion is about out of ammo. The Ushapti Greatbows, oh, but Azag came back! Oh, and he breaks again. Man, if Chief had been able to rally Azag, that actually could have been a little bit of trouble for the Tomb Kings here, but the Stone Trolls are quite pissed off. There are a lot of these guys. I mean, look at them. 11 here, 9 here, and it looks like 12 here. Stone Trolls are just so good. I mean, regular Trolls are honestly not bad either, but the fact that these guys have the missile resist is so useful. But they're wavering because the Lord fled recently and they are Trolls, and oh man, Chief getting a huge leadership route here. Yeah, the firepower just breaks the Trolls, and you have to remember, all of these Trolls, I mean, how do they break so bad? All of those Trolls had broken like 2 or 3 times already, and if they break that many times, they eventually do just shatter. That's really painful for Chief. Oh my god, but that's the Troll Gambit, right? You get these really powerful units for a pretty cheap cost, but they have terrible leadership. Oh my god. Oh, the mass exodus of the Trolls! The Tomb Kings are just standing there like quivering in their boots, and then suddenly like, wait, they're all running! Charge! So here comes Cetra the Imperishable, the Trolls in mass exodus. I cannot believe that! Man, if those trolls had gotten into combat, this Tomb King's army is looking really flimsy here, but Chief does withdraw, knowing that now that the trolls are running, it's pretty much 100% over. Jack Shaw, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. The troll shatter was just unreal there. Yeah, but I guess that's why you bring Bob, huh? All right, so now we'll update these scorecards. Energize goes up 1-0 here. And I believe, let's go ahead and check the brackets so I can see who has advanced between Falcon and Zyphos, and we can update the brackets there. Yeah, we had 75 players in today's tournament. Very cool. That's a big old juicy one. It looks like Falcon did advance. So we shall go and update the bracket. The TBD shall turn into Falcon. So let's go ahead and update that. Very good. So Falcon will be facing King of the Dead in our second best of the three. King of the Lag, King of the Hillmaster. He's been doing very well there. We'll be facing off against Falcon, which should be quite a scrap. So now we'll head back to the battle lobby here. Energize currently up 1-0 here in this series, and now we're going to be doing our next set of picks and bans. So we'll go ahead and pick a map for these two fine gentlemen, and we will do the Iron Sand Desert map set. All right, perfect. So the players will now pick their armies, and we'll hang out from there. Very good. I'm enjoying it, man. Yeah, the troll's running. I know, the caskets are so good in that matchup, guys. If you're playing against greenskins, just bring a caster. Only Bob can... Yeah, Bob is really good. The Black Orc Big Boss would have kept those trolls from, like, running so many times. He's expensive, though. You know, he costs, like, 1,000 plus gold, so you'd have to cut down. I mean, honestly, Chief maybe could have just cut the Wolf Chariots and just gotten Bob. I don't know. Yeah, so London Workmen, the Stone Trolls cost 1,100, which, yes, it's not a cheap point value, but for how powerful trolls are, with the armor, the regenerating effect, the weapon damage... If they had like good leadership at that cost, they would be very, very strong. They would be like OP for sure. But yeah, they have to have a downside, which is their leadership, of course. All right, gotta fix that name. It was good. It was bothering me there. Yeah, well played to Zyphos and Falcon for sure. Zyphos did make it to the semifinals or the quarterfinals, but now Falcon has advanced on, and we're going to be having our scrap, which is going to be good. I'm sure we'll be seeing Zyphos again in future qualifiers. We will be having these pretty much every week. So for the next matchup, we got Energized going Lizardmen, and he's going to be banning Skaven and picking Vampirates. Yeah. And then it looks like Chief is going to go Dwarves. So we have a Chief on the Dwarves, so going Greenskins to Dwarves. Certainly very fun. And Energized is going to be on Lizards. Now, this is a matchup I've always felt is slightly favored for the Proud Dowie, but again, we will see how this goes. Yeah, the Casket of Souls is very, very terrifying for sure. Yes, correct. Iris T. There is going to be this best of three, which is on game 2. And then we have another best of 3. And then to close out the stream, we have a best of 5. So there's going to be probably at least another 2 to 3 hours of streaming, I would imagine, depending on how contested the games are between these fine players. Yes. No, I'm not playing today because this is my this is my big tournament league, my competitive league. So I obviously don't play in my own tournaments. Yeah. I mean, unless it's like a casual King of the Hill or something, but that's like not really a tournament. You know, that's just like a fun stream. All right. All is well in the realm. Falcon and King of the Dead await. It looks like Energized is ready. I would imagine Chief probably has a build set out already, so I think he's good to go. The Spark said, Legend just said on a stream that Turin is a really nice guy. Wow. Yeah, we've talked before. Yeah. He was, we were chatting about something a while back. It was about streaming platforms. Yeah, he was really nice. And, yeah, I mean, he's obviously a much better campaign player than I am, if anybody's wondering about that. Let's just put that thought to rest. I may have more experience in multiplayer, but man, he is a really good campaign player. Did you watch Falcon vs. Zyphos? I did watch game 1, but I didn't watch the full series, Vlad. Yeah, I would have loved to have watched it, but I had to get my stream ready and things like that. Yeah. Yes. Life is good. I hear Wookiee calling to me in the night. A full Slayer rush? There are probably 1 or 2 matchups in which a full Slayer rush could work, and that would probably be Vampire Coast. Like, you could probably bring like 5 or 6 regular Slayers and then Giant Slayers and just run straight at many Vampire Coast players, and you'd probably still be able to win. Yeah. Yes, correct. One sec, guys. I'll be right back. Gonna get some water while this game loads in. All right, we're back. Alex says, Legend had nothing nice things about to say, but some reason, yeah, people like to stir up drama for sure. Drama's fun. Our community doesn't have too much of it, to be honest, compared to like other communities. Yeah, it's pretty good people we got here. That is correct. Somebody else in chat says Dark Baphomet. Legend tells his viewers to come to Turin for multiplayer questions. Yeah, and I mean, if you guys are looking for campaign, go to his channel. I mean, I'm okay at campaign, but like, you know, I kind of just wing it, you know? I don't have the base of knowledge. Yeah. God Roto 1 Warhammer MPs are just so frustrating. Are you talking about like multiplayer games? Yeah, it certainly can be frustrating for newer players, I would imagine. It depends on what you're into, though. All right, guys, one sec. Everything looks good. Scorecards are up to date. And here we are in our next match in the best of 3 showdown between Energized and your boy Chief. Should be fun. Oh, Aristid Amos? Yes, you can 100% drop a link to Felk on stream. 100%. Certainly going to be a fun match. I'm quite curious to see the Lizard build, but oh, it's Dwayne Garrock Johnson. Oh, perfect. Here we go. So we got Dwayne, and Dwayne is a really good choice. He's got silver shields, so the Dwarven missiles will certainly take some time to kill him. And on top of that, he has really good AP values, some great buffs, and is incredibly effective at actually taking out Dwarf Lords with his giant cudgel there. So Garrock is a really good choice. Saurus into the sunset with a little bit of light red-crested skink support. Croxagores in the back, and it looks like it's going to be Colden Riders, double Pterodon Rider, and that is going to be it. So the Pterodon Riders are a good countermeasure against gyrocopters, and also if you're looking to snipe artillery using rock drops or even just poke slayers with their poison darts, they're very, very effective in pretty much all of those things. And yeah, that's a nice lizard army. And for the dwarves, let's go ahead and take a look at Chief. Chief has been a long time dwarf player, and many of the finals of my tournaments he's played in dwarves and has done very well. So he's got dwarf warriors and miners with blasting charges. Blasting charges pretty good against Saurus and skinks. 2 groups of thunders, 1 cannon in the back, double slayer including dragonback, Belagar, Ironhammer, interesting choice. Just going for the very cheap lord, it looks like. He will lose to Garrock in combat, most likely. And Dwarf Warriors and Longbeards in the back to pull up the back ranks of this Dwarven army. Yes. And that is it, guys. That is it. The battle is soon to be underway. Let us know in chat, where does your allegiance lie? Are you a child of the old ones? Or are you a fan of the ancestor gods and the proud Dowie? Let me know in chat. Be quite curious to see your allegiances. I see a very dissatisfied dwarf in here, so I'm sure he's a dwarf fan. No surprises there. Yes. Let us do it. Yeah, it's going to be fun, though. I think this matchup will be... Croxagores are quite good. Thunders and Slayers can certainly bring them down. The cannon is also going to be pretty punishing against the Croxagores. I would imagine it will shoot them at first. And Saurus do struggle against heavy armor. I mean, they can eventually beat a Dwarf Warrior in combat, but in terms of cost effectiveness and the time it takes, the Dwarven gun line should be able to get some really good value in that window of time. So we'll see how it goes. All right, I see a lot of Dwarf fans in chat. No surprises there. The Dawi are quite... You know, there's people who like every faction, right? There's like people who like elves, there's people who like dwarves, but the most vocal supporters of a faction are by far the dwarves. Like, I would say there's probably just as many people who like chaos, for example, right? But the most vocal people in the community have to be dwarf fans. Like, hands down. Hands down. There's like no question. Yeah. It's crazy stuff. So the cannons are shooting in. You can see they're coming right here, going in after the skink caster right now. It looks like, yeah, a little bit of damage on him, down to 2,900, 2093 HP on that bad boy. I'm surprised he's not shooting the Croxagores, though. I think Croxagores might be a little bit more of a threat because this game's such a hard target. He's basically just going to be summoning 2 Manticores and then just running around the battlefield and cackling. Yeah. Lizard, no, it's not like a true Dowie box. Like, it's not like an actual tiny box with like a couple characters. This is like a pretty reasonable formation. Like, dwarves have to play this way. You don't really have any other choices. Like, hammers just aren't going to work. Croxagores will paddle them into another dimension for sure. It's not my birthday, but nonetheless, I do appreciate the support, guys. I do appreciate that quite a bit. So the Manticore Summon's going to be going in. I would imagine it might just be used to shut down the Thunders for as long as possible. And the Pterodon Riders are going to be coming in probably for a rock drop. So basically, Energize coming in for a big Alpha Strike. And really good timing. I mean, everything hits at the same time. The Summon, the Croxagores, the Pterodons. Are they going to drop the rock here? Oh, God, it can hit the Slayers too. Is he going to do it? Oh, no. Really nice. Ton of damage on the Slayers. And look at the DPS on the Thunders. Man, the Powhawks' Sentinel rock drop is really, really strong. So this whole position a little bit compromised here. The Slayer might be able to actually push back the Thunders with the Terror route, and then the Pterodons could chase them off. In the meantime, Croxagores and the Red-Crested Skinks, the cohort of Sotek, are getting their good old spanking paddles and are spanking some of these Dwarven miners pretty bad. What about us Orc boys? I'm a huge fan of the Orcs as well. Orcs and Dwarves, I mean, I know they're not friends, but I really like playing Greenskins. It's really fun. So here in the front, you can see the Dwarf Warriors are completely crumped down as well, and many aspects of Chief's army are folding. The front line certainly having a very bad time against the combination of AP and poison from the Red-Crested Skinks and the Croxagores. We do have some Golden Riders charging into Longbeards. Obviously, Longbeards will take that like champs, but it's basically just distracting them. And yeah, the Dwarven front line is really buckling. However, they may be able to stabilize. Slayers are in reserve, and Dragonback Slayers, if they are paying attention, should be able to kill the Croxagores pretty effectively. Granted, there's so many Skinks there as well. So yeah, they turn around and start fighting. Croxagores may start getting dragged down. 8 models, you know, they had 10 just a second ago. So they've certainly taken quite a bit of damage. In the center, we do have Dwayne Garrock Johnson battling Belegar. Belegar appears to be falling back, leaving his Ekron's miners to hold the line as he goes to deal with some of the threats in the back line. Here we have Dwarf Warriors holding against a cohort of Sotek, but I feel like Energized is doing a really good job here. I've always felt like this is a hard matchup for the Lizards, but nonetheless, he's proving to be a very ferocious foe here. So here comes the Croxagores and the spanking paddles here of the little Skinks. And getting into these Dwarf Warriors once again, who will have a very, very bad trade here, especially considering they're going to be poisoned and really will be struggling against that heavy AP. Granted, Bounce Power is Lizard favored. There is a Manticore Summon on the battlefield, which will be disappearing here in a second. And Dwayne Garrock Johnson is coming in with the Lizard's Elbow, and he's going to be trying to go off the ropes here and take down Belegar. We'll see if he can catch him. Got his big old club and mace, dropping some damage right there. Belegar Iron Hammer running for the hills. Yeah, Belegar just doesn't have the AP. Maybe with Vengeance Incarnate popped, but, you know, Chief didn't even bring that. He's trying to save the money. So if we take a big old look at the battlefield overall, the Saurus Warriors are advancing in, really pushing very aggressively. Players just saying good luck, have fun, good sportsmanship. Always a key aspect here of these competitions, I hope. The Thunders are compromised. The Cannon's about to be compromised. I mean, the Slayers can only hold for so long. There's a lot of dinos left. I don't know if he has his second Manticore Summon or if he already used it. Croxagore's chasing off some of the Ekron's miners there. Definitely need to pull those guys back in. Dwayne's going to be a problem here, but I mean, I guess if the Dragonback Slayers plus Belegar are able to get enough DPS on Gorok, but that's the thing, Gorok is like made for this. He's got freaking 84 melee defense here. Really nice Flock of Doom as well. It's good to be chipping off some HP off those Dragonback Slayers. Yeah, the Croxagores are doing quite a bit of damage, man. It's very, very nasty. And I think that I think this is going to be a Lizard victory. Chief has lost his cannon. His minor front line just buckled so quick. I really think in that matchup you got to bring like Longbeards in the front line, like 4 of them, and just go that route. You can even go Longbeards with great weapons. It's just they hold so much better. Like his back line didn't get enough time to function. Like his front line buckled so quick on those 2 weak sides. His center held because of Belegar, but the 2 sides just crumbled. And then from there, many of the Lizards were able to pile in and get those cost-effective fights. Here, these Thunders are being chased off by the Golden Riders, and they should be able to get a sweet 2-for-1 and get that cannon as well. The other Thunders are offline, which pretty much means it's just Dwarven infantry here, and they're not like high-tier Dwarves. And I mean, Dwayne Garrock Johnson, the Lizard's Elbow is strong for sure, and he's just kind of pondering ominously, looking like a 1990s cartoon after Belegar Ironhammer here. Belegar does have a little bit better combat stats. 60-60, 450 against 45-60, 450. But again, Dwayne has much better AP values, which is going to be a pretty big difference in this fight. Plus, Dwayne has a ton of items. He has the Mace of Ulamog. He has some of his other abilities as well, the Rock of Itza. So Gorok is going to be incredibly tough to kill. And Chief is going to withdraw, knowing that it's pretty much over. So well played! Well played, man. Energized with a very nice 2-0 there with his Lizard people. Getting those Croxagore paddles out. Dwayne Garrock Johnson dropping the Lizard's Elbow in that second match. And that is going to be a 2-0 victory for Energized. So let's go ahead and update the brackets here. Head to the 4-man brackets. And that is going to be Energized advancing on to face the winner of King of the Dead and Falcon. So well played to these 2 fine gentlemen. Certainly a very fun match. Yeah, I think the minor front line just didn't do it. Like, you need to have more durable front lines. Yeah. It's not actually my birthday, Richie. but thank you for your support nonetheless. Oh, man. Every day is my birthday. Oh my god, you guys are just over the top. So, Kimsey Bimsey, we call Gorok Dwayne because The Rock, you know, the actor, the WWE wrestler, he goes, his actual name is Dwayne. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So, Dwayne Garrock, it sounds like The Rock. It's just a play on that. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully that explains it. It's a WWE, The Rock reference. I mean, he's kind of transcended WWE, so. GG, well played. See you in... Oh, GG, well played. See you in finals, Energized. All right, so Falcon and King, if you guys are watching, if you guys could go ahead and join this lobby now. We'll get it all fired up here in just a second. So I'll go ahead and tag those bad boys. Let's do it. So we got Falcon and King. King of the Dead really putting on a clinic today. He's been playing very well lately. Let's make sure they can see the lobby. All right, so we'll energize. We'll come back for the finals. Richie, thank you for the 50, man. Starting us off with a bang. Happy birthday, man. Thank you so much, man. You're just so thoughtful. Oh my God, there's like birthday candles being shot in chat. I really do wonder how long this gag will go on for. I think like part of the reason why it goes on so long is because I don't encourage it, but I address it. Like I acknowledge it that you guys are talking about it. So it just like, if you acknowledge something, it just keeps coming back. Hold on till your birthday, sorry. Hold on to it until your birthday. Oh, fair play. No worries, man. All right, so for the next map, let's go ahead and get these bad boys going. So we're going to get the Mosquito Swamps, which is a really fun map, actually. You almost never see it. All right, so we got Falcon versus King. Let's go ahead and update the nameplates and see who is on what side. Falcon is on the left, King is on the right. 0. Falcon, man, those guys joined the lobby so quick. I'm just going to put King of the Dead for short. Or KOTD. All right, so let's make the names actually fit. Looks good. All right. So here we are. So for our first match, it looks like the players have already decided it's going to be Falcon on Lizards, maybe? Looks like King is sitting on Norska. So they may be doing their picks and bans in chat together. These guys often hang out in Discord together. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Happy birthday. No. Yeah, my birthday is actually July 12th, for anyone who's wondering, man. On your actual birthday, it'll be Hog Wild. I know. Either that or people will just not say anything. I'm wondering if, like, you know, I'm going to be like 35 years old, like probably covering Warhammer 3, and then like this will still be a thing. Yeah. Pepperidge Farm will remember. The Spark says $5 on King of the Dead. Oh. You're a gambling man, huh? Thank you guys so much. Oh, Moose, no, you got to go to work right now? Poor timing, man. This has the makings of a great classic matchup between these two legends of the community here. No, Falcon is not King of the Dead. They're different people. That's really funny. I'm gonna tell him somebody said that. Like, people thought you were the same person. No, they're not. That's really funny though. Yeah, they're both great players, man. They're both great players. King has had a good run today, as has Falcon. Falcon just defeating Zyphos there. I don't know who King played. I'd have to pull it up and double check, but we'll look. Mike C, fair enough, dude. That's fair play. Yeah. Masking Javelins? Well, King Stream Snipe. He might. King has got a bit of a reputation for some shadiness. I mean, he doesn't actually stream snipe, all right, guys? Let's be real here, all right? By the way, some exciting news. Jonathan Kelly, happy birthday, nerd. Thank you. I am truly a nerd, so I will take that. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Next weekend, guys, on the 20th, we're going to be having the Faction War. So we have Faction War next weekend. So ECL, the next qualifier, is going to be sometime midweek. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. Stay tuned for that. Falcon is avenging the younglings. Oh, that's true, yeah. King did have some fun taking out the younglings on that stream, didn't he? He's probably enjoying it too. Truly evil. So Falcon is going to be on Lizards, and King is going to be on Norska. Classic monster mash matchup. Javelins, familiar with great weapons versus, Carnosaurs. It's a wild one. Yeah. It is good. King is dirty, but as far as I know, Falcon is a true stream sniper. What? All right, none of these guys stream snipe. Let's be real. I mean, no. Yeah, it's like a running joke though in our King of the Hills that King of the Dead is like stream sniping, even when it's not possible. Like it'll be the middle of a game, and he'll be like, everyone in chat will be like, he's stream sniping. No, he's not. King is just a really good player. I'm surprised he's not opening with Undead. I mean, maybe he thinks he can peel off a Norscan win. King's main factions are Vampire Coast, Norska, and Tomb King. So if you want to like learn how to compete against him, you have to beat those factions. Yeah. Are you going to play in the faction war? No, because I need to cast those big tournaments. I prefer the players to kind of be in the spotlight for those kind of events. Yeah. Whatever happened? Spirit of Gorg, I postponed those for now. I think at some point I will get back to those once my hands can handle more. But yeah, someday. I would love, if I were to play in the faction war, I would probably play Greenskins or Chaos. Like those would be my two main factions. Yeah. Turin, forgot your dog's name, Wookie? Yeah, Wookie and Lola is the other one's name. All right, guys, and here we are. Falcon is going to be on the Lizards, and it looks like he is going to be rocking triple Temple Guard. Temple Guard are pretty good. You know, armored, good combat stats, anti-large, armor piercing. They can fight Famir, they can fight Marauder Infantry. A very well-rounded choice here by Falcon. I like it quite a bit. It's got a single laser dino to blast those nasty, nasty condom wolves and trolls. Up in the sky, he does have Pterodon Riders into the sunset, a Pharaoh Carnosaur, Spears, and Skink support on the flanks. Oh my god, King of the Dead, what are you doing? Oh my god! Guys, it's happening. King is here with Throg, the Troll King. Oh man, this is not going to be that good against Temple Guard. He also is going to be going pretty balls deep with a triple Norscan Ice Troll, Marauder Champion frontline, Javelin secondary, and a couple Hounds as well. Oh my god, what a build is this? He also has a Werekin, and it looks like a Final Transmutation caster as well. Oh my god, guys. Yeah. This is crazy. This is crazy indeed. What happened to my hand? So it's a long story. It's been a problem I've had since 2011, unfortunately, but I'm probably about to get it fixed soon. But I have carpal tunnel severe. I have severe cubital tunnel syndrome, and then I also have FCR flexor tendinitis. That's quite severe as well. So I just really beat up my body when I was young, and you know, hopefully the doctor has said a surgery will fix these issues, and I'll just need a couple weeks to recover. I'll still be able to do like light recording and like cast other people's games, but it'll all be good. Don't worry about it, guys. We're all set. Yeah, so, I mean, he's coming in with Norscan Ice Trolls. I mean, he has a ton of regeneration. Javelin should be able to keep the Pterodons at bay. I think Falcon's going to come in for, like, a rock drop. Like, I don't know if King's trolling here, if, like, this is a build, like... He's beaten me with builds like this, but we were just kind of messing around. I don't know if he's, like, serious with this. Falcon takes a bit of damage from those guys, though. The Pterodon Rider's kind of getting poked a little bit. Might actually lose some models here. Yeah, he's going for a rock drop. I think he just wants a rock drop on the Javelins, but... Falcon immediately loses the Pterodon Rider unit. He is taking some damage on the Trolls who are shaken. A little bit painful there, but one of the Pterodon Riders does get Shrek'd really bad. I mean, they managed to keep most of their models, but... Yeah. Gamer hand syndrome, I know. I know, it pretty much is. My kids are paying for my nursing home. Can spend more on silly stuff like Turin. No worries, Richie. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. Yeah. We'll get through it all. We'll get through it together. So the Pterodon Riders are forced back. These other Pterodon Riders are going to be falling back as well. And I think King has to advance now. That Laser Dino is actually doing amazing damage. Granted, the Norscan Ice Trolls can regenerate, but the Laser Dino does enough damage to kill models. And the fire damage, of course, is very good. So we're going to see if the Trolls are able to really pound it home. I mean, Marauder Champions will be very durable and will take forever to kill. It looks like here there's going to be a Plague of Rust followed up by a massive Javelin fire. So King is going to be getting his Javelins and trying to wear down those Temple Guard with his ranged assets, which is interesting. So Falcon is going to be answering the call and shall be moving forward with all of his Temple Guard. A little bit of a Plague of Rust action, doing some decent DPS here. And now King is going to be kiting back, which I think is smart. He doesn't have to take this engagement, you know, just pull back. And yeah, that's good. If King can kite, you know, Falcon already blew his load here with the Barona's Time Warp. So now if King can just kite back and skirmish, he'll waste that massive Winds of Magic investment. This is a, you know, classic Falcon tactic, using the Barona's Time Warp to make Temple Guard really scary. Plague of Rust is active here on the Temple Guard, which is going to help the Marauder Champions have a much better fight here. And a fair amount of damage coming in, honestly. Norsca is doing pretty well in this fight. The Javelins are kiting back. The other Temple Guard are chasing down the Trolls and Champions, which may be able to turn around and win that fight. But so far, King is very much playing a kite game with his main army. Now, in the back, do we have an engagement? We do. We have some Trolls and Champions beating down the Sara Spears. And Throg and the Werekin, a little bit out of position, but it looks like they're eyeing that Slan, wanting to feast on the soul. A really nice net actually coming down here from Falcon. He actually nets down the Norscan Ice Trolls and breaks them. So now the Marauder Champions are stuck in combat with, you know, AP units, which are going to be quite a bit better. So we'll see how that goes. Javelins, in the meantime, being attacked by Pterodon Riders, a little bit mucked up. It seems like King's kiting strategy is kind of unfolding a little bit, not in a good way. It's falling apart. It seems like Falcon, with the nets and the persistent pressure, may be able to catch him and outvalue him here, but it's hard to say. Calamar, thank you so much. He says it's 28C outside. Me and the dogs are melting and I'm too sick to move. Please make more magic videos. Calamar, I will. I'll do one tomorrow for you, bud. Tomorrow afternoon or night, I'll have a magic stream for you. Yeah. Anna says it's nothing compared to what she endures here in Los Angeles. It has been quite hot. So now we have a duel of duels. We have Throg and the Werekin going to do a glorious battle here with the Feral Carnosaur, and that's actually pretty good for Throg and the Werekin. They can for sure win that fight. Granted, there's a lot of lizard support nearby. We do have some skanks in various units, and it looks like the Feral Carnosaur is getting Foz protection, so he's going to be much tougher for Throg to kill. And Throg starting to take a bit of a hammering. So if we look around the battlefield, King has gotten some hounds in the back, and the hounds have gotten the Norscan pressure here on the Bastiladon, temporarily shutting it down. Many of the Norse controls are coming back online and may be able to peel off the Pterodon riders. This is pretty big, though. I mean, Throg and the Werekin here is a pretty big game-deciding moment, right? Throg is really beaten down here, but he does use a Wintertooth Crown. Very nice usage there by King. He doesn't use it offensively, but he uses it just to make sure Throg doesn't break, and now he's going to be running while the Crown is active, and the Werekin needs to get away too. He's surrounded by Temple Guard, which is an absolutely terrible situation. But here, the Norscan Ice Trolls are able to take those guys to Pound Town. Throg is gotten away. He's wavering. May actually stabilize. I mean, Throg has a lot of room to heal, and the bounce bar is actually pretty even. This is a very close game. Oh, this is going to be big! A final transmutation coming down right here is going to nail the Carnosaur and all of these troops, and also will hit the Slann. Oh, man, that is good. Good and tasty. Falcon does respond using the Shield of the Old Ones to give the 22% ward save, and the Werekin and Throg are both broken. Now, it's not the biggest thing in the world, unless Falcon is able to chase him off the battlefield, because both Throg and the Werekin do also regenerate. And if we look over here, Norska has more or less won this fight. I mean, these Saurus are getting beaten down by the champions and also by the Norse controls, which is certainly very impactful. And these Marauder champions are now engaging and they're very healthy, so this is a very close game. I mean, currently, I would even say, not hesitate to say that I think that King of the Dead might be slightly ahead here, as Werekin is healing, Throg is healing. I think it's 4 HP per second, so it's going to take some time. And that laser dino is just about out of ammo. I mean, if you look at the Temple Guard, there's some here that are very tattered. Although that Feral Carnosaur was able to get the Shaman Sorcerer. He's shaken, so he will at least come back. It's just a terror out, but... Oh no! Throg's in trouble! This could actually get the game back for Falcon. If Throg gets taken out here by the big old Carnosaur, I think this is the time for Throg and the Werekin to 2v1 here, fight or die. But there's Temple Guard support as well. The Temple Guard will be very good here. Anti-large, and it looks like Throg is actually going to be opting to run and let the Werekin kind of fight in the pits and see if he can hold. King has gotten some Javelins back online, so the Marauder Hunters with Javelins are throwing in and will be going after the big old Dino, and it looks like he's broken, actually. And the Skin Wolf Werekin lives! The Werewolf, King of the Werewolves, is here! Look at him get away! And the Temple Guard can probably be kited now. Man, this is such a scrappy game! Everybody was laughing at King and his trolls, but they're here to stay, apparently. King has also gotten a couple Norscan Warhounds back, and if he can get those guys running here to chase down these routing Lizardmen units, that'd be very impactful. That's the thing, like, even though Falcon has kind of stabilized here and has done a really good job targeting with his laser dino the entire game, King has that healing, right? It's like this impending clock, like this doom clock, right? And if you let it keep going, I mean, they have a lot of room before their healing cap. And like, if Throg and the Were can heal up, there's not going to be much on the battlefield that can stop them. There still is a Bastiladon, though. The Bastiladon's not going to be a slouch, and there still is a fair amount of Temple Guard. I think maybe if Falcon can like pull his army like tight together and try and stabilize in that respect, he could pull this game back. I mean, King is ever so slightly ahead. It's a very negligible lead he has right here. So here comes a ton of Norscan Warhounds, going to be getting into Saurus here. Just the volume of them should be able to drag those guys down. Javelins are about out of ammo, probably going to be used in melee here. And now Throg is going in very aggressive. I'm surprised. I mean, I thought he would be a little bit more conservative with Throg. Looks like the Hounds are going to be jumping in now and going after the Slann. Throg is going to be clubbing on the Bastiladon. Temple Guard piling in as well. And the Skinwolf Werekin has pulled back. I think Throg will probably pull back as well. I mean, yeah, this many Hounds, it's still 66 Hounds. Even if they hit you for 1 damage, it's going to add up, right? Oh, and Throg coming in with the People's Club! And the Slann Mage is getting torn apart by a werewolf! Oh man, he's being attacked from 2 sides by 2 anti-large characters, and the uppercut from the Skinwolf Mike Tyson takes him out. And the Slann is down for the count. The werewolves and Throg regeneration really carrying this game into the sunset. Outstanding play. And the Hounds, of course, are broken. There is still a Bastiladon here. I mean, if this hero Bastiladon can take out Throg, that'd be quite legendary, but I don't think he has the DPS to do that. We do have the cohort of Sotek, still 51 models here, taking out some Marauder champions. Yeah, the healing is just so good here. I mean, Throg is healing. He still has, can go back up to 60%. I think that King of the Dead's going to pull this one out. What an impressive showcase. Like, kiting back against Abrona's Time Warp, really getting some value out of the Norse controls. I really didn't think his build had it, but man, really outstanding play by King. And he's going to go up 1-0 in this best of 3. So let's update the scoreboard. King of the Dead certainly been on a tear lately. So let's give him the 1 there. All right, perfect. And now these 2 fine players will go to game 2. So we will do The River Amazon will be our next map. Map set. GG, map set. Man, what a great game, huh? That was something. The werewolf was so cool. Godwrote says, greetings to Anna if you come to Europe. I live in Fürstenwald. If you need a bed, we only live 30 kilometers away from the Polish border. Sounds good, man. Thank you for the invitation. Yeah, that was a great game. We have a donation from Carolus Martellus. Played tennis for 4 hours today. That sounds like fun, actually. In the lair of Slanesh, Amsterdam. Slanesh's divine ruination has blessed me with 2 dried prunes. Oh, God. Yay for being a 35 over. Man, that's funny, dude. Thank you, Carolus Martellus. Hopefully tennis. I used to like playing tennis. I'm actually a really good ping pong player, table tennis. But regular tennis, I'm pretty mediocre at. Sounds like you're quite the ace, though. Not Hadri says, GG, Slon noped out of there so fast, he did. Yeah. Turin, can you rank your personal top 5 Warhammer 2 multiplayer competitors? I can't do it on the spot. I'd have to think about it. Yeah, I'd have to think about it. Yeah, and if you guys are enjoying the stream, do drop a like. It helps out quite a bit. We're on the River Amazon for our next map. King is 100% going to go with his Tomb Kings here if he can. Or Vampire Coast. He's very comfortable. And now he has a lead, right? So at the very least, King will probably get to play Coast and Tomb Kings here, like for his next 2 factions, which is really strong. But Falcon also hasn't played his Wood Elves or his Elvish factions yet, which he's very good at. So, Carolus, thank you so much, dude. That comment made me laugh. God's Road, I know, dude. I have no idea. Like, I have no idea, bro. I'm sorry. I am so dirty. Yeah. Yes. And we're getting there, lads. Lads and ladettes. I'm sure there's some ladettes out there as well. Mostly lads. It's changed, actually. When I first started my channel, it was like 99.5% like dudes. And now I think it's like 98%. Yeah, it's changed. The plot twist dread. They're the same person. Falcon just playing against himself in some dimly lit room. Like candles everywhere. That'd be pretty funny. That was a really impressive game, though, man. I really thought like the champion plus trolls would struggle against the Temple Guard, but the Plague of Rust and the kiting and the way Falcon pulled apart his army, not Falcon, King pulled apart his army and then like was able to get some good value was really impressive. It's first in a wold. Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. Jordan Lavelle, he says, "Hey man, struggling a bit with mental health at the moment, but your streams are really helping." Well, man, I'll stream as much as I can, man. I'll have this stream for you today. Tomorrow we'll have a Magic stream in the afternoon, and then probably take Monday off streaming. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll get back with some King of the Hills. And then next weekend, Jordan, we're also going to be having the Faction War, which is a really fun one. So there's going to be some great players playing their best factions, which is going to be fun. Top 5 campaign players? Oh, dude, I don't know. That's such a hard thing to measure. There's so many good campaign players out there. There's like people like who keep completely to themselves who can easily smoke legendary campaigns, you know? Yeah. Falcon is secretly Italian Spartacus? I don't know about that. Yeah. Matthew Giannotti says, I heard Falcon plays in a dimly lit monastery surrounded by chanting monks. That's pretty good. What about the new Bill and Ted? I haven't seen... Is there a trailer for it? I haven't seen that. Dread Saurian is right. The Dread Saurian has your back, Jordan. And that is a mighty beast indeed. As do we all, man. Turin, so you're telling me the quarantine mullet didn't bring... My wife she's... The lovely lady Turin is... The mullet's growing on her, right? She says, yes, honey. Completely. Yeah. See? Yeah. She loves it. What type of dogs do we have? We have... what formats of Magic do I play? So in Paper Magic, I just play Commander at the moment. I used to play Standard and Modern. I used to play a lot. But I just play Commander and Paper Magic. And then in Arena, I play everything. I play... Except Historic, probably. Yeah. But I have enough cards to make decks for like almost every format, except like Vintage. I would probably just have 0 chance in Vintage. I just don't have the cards. Canadian Patriot, finally caught a stream. Turin, you're the best. You have filled the void left by StarCraft 2 and made me love watching a game I don't even play. Yeah. Yeah, man. I miss the days of StarCraft 2 as like a big esport. Those were the golden days, man. Yeah. Yeah. Anna's not in the kitchen. So the dogs we have Wookie, who's like a pug Affenpinscher mix, and he's just like so decrepit and old. And then we have Lola, who's a terrier Chihuahua mix. She's just like, oh my god, she's such a troll dog. Jesus. She has like all the worst traits of a Chihuahua and a terrier, but we love her, of course, but she's such a troll. Oh my god. Yeah. The mullet is growing on Lady Turin. I know, I talked to her. I was like, you should get a mullet too when we were laying in bed the other night. And she's like glared at me and I was like, all right, let's not do that. Oh, man. Yes. So Sensei, as soon as like the pandemic dies down, I will be 100% recording 40K battle reports. 100%. Mr. Mendex from Spain. Welcome, dude. Welcome, welcome. So for Commander, I'm playing Varina the Lich Queen is the current one. And then Anna's deck that we made for her is the Marath, Will of the Wild. So it's like a Naya kind of a token combo deck. And I run a zombie tribal deck for Commander. Yeah. That's that. Oh my god, I love 90 Day Fiancé. Calamar says, I heard you were watching, it's 90 Day Fiancé. Like my wife makes me watch that with her. It's so, dude, 90 Day Fiancé is like one of my like guiltiest pleasures. It is so fun. So if you guys want to watch 90 Day Fiancé and you've never seen it, go look up 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, season 4. It is just such a trip. Oh my god. And it's funny because my wife and I went through that same experience. She came here, we had 90 days to get married. It's a very hectic process with like the government paperwork. Go check that show out if you haven't. Even if you think it's like, it's so ridiculous. I'm probably just going to pimp out my Death Guard army, Bubba's Big Blast. Yeah. Yeah. I really want to make a Necron army with the new units, but I don't know. I want to make an Imperium army, but I don't want to play Space Marines, so I might make like an Imperial Guard army at some point. Yeah. No, I never played Kill Team. No. Never played Kill Team. So on 1.9.2, anyways, sorry guys. Yeah, I'll get back to it fixes a bug pertaining to weapon damage. All right, guys, so we're in the next match. It's going to be Felcon on the High Elves with triple Illyrian Reaver skirmishing. And for the rest of their forces here, he's got White Lions. He does have some Spearmen, Fireborn, Star Dragon, and a Lariel. So it's a very classic High Elf build, using, you know, Star of Averlorns to heal up Star Dragons and Fireborn and just get really good value from your single entities and elite units. Now, a very strange pick, King of the Dead, not playing his undead factions. He actually came in with a Lizardman pick. Sorry, I got so caught up chatting with you guys. But in the front, Saurus Warriors, cohorts, and on top of that, Cold One Riders, an Ancient Salamander. It looks like a Slan of Life, a bunch of Cold One Spear Riders here on the flank with the Feral Carnosaur and the cohort of Sotek. Yeah. It's pretty wild. Yeah, this is a wild army. I mean, King almost never plays Lizards. But the Ancient Salamander shooting into the trees is missing the White Lions a little bit. And it looks like Felcon's going to be charging in with the Reavers, getting a little bit of free skirmishing damage in the front, and kind of teasing a little bit with the Fireborn, thinking about where he wants to shoot. We'll go ahead and see. Yeah, Fireborn are kind of teasing the fight, but of course King is going to be countercharging, and he might get a couple units. It looks like Felcon's units are like in a roadblock here. It's like a traffic jam of the High Elf units. Yeah, this is a classic Felcon. Like, the main Lizard armies over here rotate away using a very mobile force, and then he comes in for like a big hammer. Buffs and heals and just goes crazy. But King is going to be countercharging. The Feral Carno's coming in, and his Cold One Spear Riders, and of course Saurus are going to be in here fighting Shield of Thorns, going down, as well as the Shield of the Old One. So both players just kind of buffing very heavily and committing to this big fight, which is going to be deciding the fate of Middle-earth. A Banishment coming down from the Slan can be really, really good, because there's a ton of Fireborn models back there. Oh, and it does go through a ton of the Fireborn. Fireborn taking massive damage from that Banishment, down to 38 models at about 50% HP. Man, that is really, really nasty. Yeah, King of the Dead playing Lizards? Like, what is happening? And he's actually doing really good with them. So the cohort of Sotek's going to be turning about face, and now the Ancient Salamander is shooting at the White Lions, and it doesn't seem like it's done too much damage. But the Star Dragon of Felcon is going to be coming in once again, getting a very optimal charge against a retreating Lizard Cav. And even if the Lizard Cav do turn to attack the Star Dragon, the problem is that Felcon has Spearmen that he can fall back on, and you know the Lizard Cav will be stuck in combat with those spears. Now, as far as the fighting goes, it's pretty even. I mean, Saurus doing a good job, Fireborn very, very beat up, and the Feral Carnosaurs continuing to get some really, really good kills here. The Ancient Salamander blowing its load here into the White Lions, and has been doing pretty well for itself. Certainly not a bad target, better than shooting the Fireborn, who do, of course, have very, very good missile resist. And yeah, the Slan Mage of Life is in okay shape. It looks like he's wanting to get his Slan Toad hands dirty. And now the Feral Carnosaur has gone for a direct fight with the Star Dragon. Very bold strategy, Cotton. I almost said bold cotton strategy, but that wouldn't have made sense. But here, the Feral Carnosaur is at 23 leadership, being attacked by a Star Dragon, also prodded in the kind of back here by some of these Spearmen. Fireborn charging in once again, getting a great counter charge here against the Coldman Riders, and it seems like Falcon is getting slightly more optimal trades. But again, the infantry fight actually going very well for the High Elves. The White Lines of Krace are able to punch through SARs with their 80 armor. It certainly gives them a big advantage there. The Ancient Salamander hasn't been doing too much, only 13 kills actually after having been shooting for about 2 or 3 minutes. And here the Coldman Riders actually get a good charge, able to catch some of the Reaver Archers, maybe able to get some value there. And now the Feral Carnosaur is being healed up with Earthblood. And I think he's getting some damage on the Star Dragon, not much though. Definitely looks like the High Elves are winning this fight because like the entire time King is having to sit here, all of his Coldman Spear Riders are taking damage from these spears in sustained combat. Oh no! And the Coldman Riders do rampage, but at least they rampage into the Dragon Princes. That's good. I mean, it could have been much worse, right? They could have rampaged into spears or something else, and that would have been a pretty suboptimal situation. Now, as far as the balance of power goes, it's pretty even. I would say Falcon is slightly ahead, but it's pretty negligible. The Ancient Salamander is still shooting. 21 kills, I suppose, isn't the worst thing in the world. Maybe can tear out off some of these spearmen. And going to be charging into combat here. Probably would actually still lose to those spearmen. And now King is going to be committing for another fight, and finally he does have some Saurus support, so the Saurus should be able to buffer against the spears, allowing the Carnosaur and other units to really shine here. And Falcon is going to be pulling back. His Fireborn are very beat up, only 16 models, but he still does have 3 units of Reavers, which will be very useful for chasing off routing units. But the Coldman Spear Riders of King push through, actually. Get a really good charge. As a matter of fact, the Fireborn lose a couple more models, down to 12. These Coldman Riders are really doing a pretty solid job, despite taking a ton of damage. And King did go for a very ballsy banishment, but unfortunately Falcon wasn't very privy to that and was able to dodge that. So Falcon needs to win this game. If he does lose this, he's going to be eliminated from today's qualifier. And of course, we'll have the opportunity to qualify again next week. But this is certainly a lot of at stake here in this battle. Shield of Thorns active on the High Elves. Very good usage. All the Fireborn and Illyrian Reavers here are going to be getting a damage buff and also physical resist. Granted, the Slan cackling with its magic damage is going to be quite a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, a lot of it's going to come down to the Carnosaur versus the Star Dragon. Like, that's really just the breadwinner here. However, you know, not something you hear terribly often, but the High Elves are winning the infantry fight. The White Lions doing a very good job across the board, clearing up the SARs and the Skinks, and the poor little Ancient Salamanders running for the hills, and pretty much going to be a non-factor. Alariel and her bird is going to be able to chase it, but this is a good play by King, pulling the Ancient Salamander back to the T-Rex, so then the two monsters can potentially fight together. Oh, but the slam! The Star Dragon picks up the Feral Carnosaur and drops it on the ground. Oh, the brutal Star of Averlorn is just so good, healing the entire High Elf army here, basically. And with that heal, you can see that Falcon is going to be pulling ahead. And the Reavers, of course, like I said, very useful for chasing down routing units in the fourth quarter, which includes all these little skinks. Cohort of Sotek is making its way downtown, trying to get back in here, making my way downtown. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Feral Carnosaur is shaken. Shield the old ones keeping it fighting, pretty much one of the only things. And despite that star, I mean, man, this dragon is taking a ton of damage, but I don't think the Feral Carno is going to hold for much longer, despite the Cohort of Sotek coming in here. But yeah, very well played game. It was a close battle. You know, went to the 6 or 7 minute mark, and now it's just a matter of time before the Star Dragon feasts on the soul of this poor Salon. And yeah, I mean, the Toad's certainly not a match for one of the old world's greatest predators here. Perhaps you should have brought a Dread Saurian to battle it. Well played. All right, guys, we got a 1-1 series. That is it. I have a feeling that King picked Lizardman because Falcon must have banned Vampire Coast and Tomb Kings that game with his 2 bans. That is my guess. No, I was going to delay the ECL until the patch was up, but it's not live right now. I couldn't wait any longer. All right. Cool. So Falcon ties up the series, guys. We have a 1-1 scrap between these 2 legends. And now let us see what the future holds as we jump into this next battle. We got to give him the map. And for the map, I'm trying to remember which one of these ones is actually good. I don't remember if any of the Sea of Chaos maps are actually good. Or the Sea of Chaos out. No, they're not. The Tarantula Coast North, I think, is a good one. Yeah, this one's fine, I think. I'm trying to remember which one's the crappy one. That one has like a big pit in the middle. That one sucks. Yeah, it's Nost. Map set. Oh, I love Vampire Coast. I'm honestly, I'm not terribly confident with them these days. I've been losing a lot with them. My most confident faction is probably Greenskins and Chaos at the moment, and Beastmen. Ollie says, Turin, if you had to play Royal Rumble, where every faction fought each other, who would you choose? Oh, Royal Rumble, so like a 15 army battle. Dwarfs would be really good in that. Dwarves would be really solid. I'd probably play Dowie, just because like they're durable and I won't get like cheesed out like super quick. Yeah. But also, you know, playing like Vampire Counts would be good, because you could just take like a really mobile army with like Blood Knights and monsters and just heal. Like, they could be another contender too. And you could like pick your fights better than Dwarves could. Yeah. The dragons all have different purposes. Yeah, the Star Dragon's really good. It's incredibly strong, especially with healing. Yeah. Hippopotamus. It's a sad cherry. Yeah, Tarantula Coast is good, Dreadsaurian. I like that we have a Dreadsaurian in chat. It's pretty awesome. Potato Power says, greetings from Romania, Turin. Love your content. Hey, hope all is well over in Romania, man. Cheers. Thanks for joining today, dude. Thank you guys all for hanging out, having a good old jolly time together. Felcon is going to go on Chaos. Wow. And King is going on Tomb King. So I think this is a counter pick. I think Felcon believes that his Chaos is going to be really good against Kings. Like, if he's not going like Wood Elves or something like that, I mean, yeah. So Felcon believes that his Chaos build is going to wreck King's Tomb King build, probably. That's got to be his line of thinking here. Because I don't think he plays Chaos that much. Yeah, we'll see. We will see indeed. Yeah, that's very true, Hadries. Like, every time I play Dwarves in, like, King of the Hills, or in, not King of the Hills, in FFAs, I just get, like, teamed up on and just, like, get wrecked, or I get left alone. Yeah, the thing is like, playing Vampire counts, like, you could have, like, 2 Blood Knights, like, some Vargulfs and, like, a bunch of Black Knights and just, like, run around with, like, chaff. Joan at 6, you play Jorah? Oh, that's cool. Or Kess, yeah, those are fun decks. One sec, guys, just sitting back. Oh, stretching out the old paws. Shaking the mullet out. Yeah, the mullet's been calm. All right, looks like the players are ready. I thought the 9th edition box set, I mean, I don't care much for Space Marines, but I really, traditional Space Marines, I like Death Guard, obviously, but I really did like the, what's it called, the Necron side. I thought, like, the new Necron monster was, like, War of the Worlds. It was super cool. Yeah. I thought about going in on that box, like, starting a Necron army. I don't know. I'm almost done with my Chaos army. I literally have a Land Raider and, like, 7 Plague Marines to paint, and then my Death Guard collection's, like, complete. I'll have everything painted. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. William Anderson, greetings from Australia. Hey, man, hope you're doing well out there. Hope you're doing well. Now, Chaos has always had a decent matchup versus Tomb Kings. Like, Archaon is really strong. He can fight the characters. He has Burning Head. He certainly does some work, and the infantry is pretty good. So, for Felcon's army, let's take a look. He's got Chaos Marauders, followed up by the Mirror Guard, which, of course, are just like a staple of many builds. A single Chaos Chariot, 2 groups of Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes to kill constructs, double Dragon Ogre Shaggoth with Archaon the Ever-Chosen. We do also have a Chaos Feral Manscorp. So yeah, this is like a monster fight build, and it really comes down to the control of the Shaggoths. That like determines pretty much everything here. So Archaon has Burning Head and Flaming Sword and Fireball. Standard kit, pretty much what you see every time. This is a nice Chaos build. I like this quite a bit. I think it's very, very good. And now let's see what King of the Dead has. So King coming in double Spearman. Tomb Guard in the front. He does have Arc in the Black, which is really standard. A Tomb Prince, Casket of Souls. And this is like, I feel like King of the Dead uses this in like every single matchup. Like, he's got 2 Necropolis Knights, but he doesn't use the anti-large ones. He uses the shielded ones that are better against like a more general piece, right? It's not like as much of an anti-large like specialist. So yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, the Necrons look really cool. Like, I love the Terminator aesthetic. Yeah, the Silent King is just Cetra. Yeah, basically, I know. All right, guys. So the carrion for the Tomb Kings and King of the Dead going to be flying in and harassing that Feral Manscore, it looks like. Granted, there are a bunch of throwing axes on the ground, so he could get a little bit mucked up here. But, you know, the Casket can countershoot, so he might actually shoot the Casket here at the Marauder Horsemen. Although I think the best target probably far is probably the Mirror Guard. And guys, look at this. The Spirit Leech on the Manscore, and it's actually taking a lot of damage. And look at that. King rampages it. That was so good. So he Spirit Leeches. He attacks with 3 carrion. He rampages the Manscore, which is probably going to be running to its demise now. That was a really, really good play. Now, on this flank here, oh no, King might throw the game here. Oh, King of the Dead, what are you doing? Oh man, everything looks so good. Liber Mortis is active. Arc in the Black is trapped by double Shaggoth. And the Necropolis Knights are coming in now, but Arkin gets away. Man, and a Burning Head coming down as well. Roast those Tomb Guard. Beautiful stuff. I thought King was going to throw the game there for a second. That was really close. I mean, Arkin took some damage, but it's not really the end of the world. So now we have the Necropolis Knights getting in there, and you can see the Necropolis Knights actually doing really good, steady damage against the Dragon Ogres. We do also have that Tomb Prince in there with his anti-large kind of poking away, and it looks like the Manticore has come back from route. And the Casket of Souls is now shooting at the Dragon Ogres, who are also being Spirit Leeched. Carrion, in the meantime, being sent after the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. And it looks like the other sneaky Snake Cav have been able to shut down the Chaos Chariots here. And Falcon going to be sending the Manticore in the back to go after the good old Casket, but the Snake Knights are all over that, and they're going to be killing that Feral Manticore so quick. And it just shows, like, you don't need anti-large to kill big monsters if you just have, like, good enough combat stats and, of course, stopping power. So the Chaos Feral Manticore will be broken down. Tomb Guard in the front line, holding relatively well. Should have a very advantageous trade against Marauders. And the Shaggoths are also both quite beat up. One's at half health, the other one's at about 80%. Unfortunately, though, for King, Archeon is very healthy. He's pretty much full health, has about 5,000 HP. And yeah, this is a scrappy battle. So that Chaos Feral Manticore is broken, may potentially come back. Casket of Souls is back online, and now King is going to be getting his sneaky Snake Cav and probably sending them into some sort of melee engagement. Yep, he's going to be sending him in against Archeon here. It looks like, no, he pulls him back. Just letting his Tomb Guard and other troops kind of fight the dirty fight here and just using his Spirit Leech, a very conservative play. Casket of Souls shooting into this blob here would be so nasty. Oh my god. That would be so nasty. Yeah, and the Sneaky Snakes charging in once again, supporting the Tomb Guard, just waiting for the Shaggoths to pull away from that fight. Casket getting a ton of kills, I would imagine. Only 20 so far, but yeah, King needs to really make sure to keep the Necropolis Knights away from the throwing axes. That's like his biggest key to success here. Archeon Never Chosen, lurking in the back line, looking for a place to strike, just opting to go after some of the Tomb Guard here. And now the Chaos Chariot serving as a bit of a distraction. Maybe for Archeon and the Shaggoths to really just take these things to Pound Town to the front line. But, of course, the Chariots will be crumbled very quickly by the Necropolis Knights, who seem to be doing pretty well for themselves. As far as the battle goes, it's very even. I mean, King has some Tomb Guard over here and Skeleton Spearmen. Falcon very light in the infantry department. He's got some Marauders here, and it looks like some Chaos Marauders here. And the Mirror Guard up on the high ground are holding. And the Manticore's back. Man, that Manticore is really, really persistent here. Ushapti summon used by King to shut down the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. And the Manticore has been slain. So the Tomb Prince and Ark in the Black able to get that win there. And the Ushapti summon needs to be used to just fight in the front. Go after the Mirror Guard or something, because that's a very valuable asset here in the Tomb King army. And if he just loses it for no reason, that's going to be really painful. So what's he going to do with the Ushapti? Is he going to send them into the front? Yes, he's going to be sending them after the Mirror Guard. Another Spirit Leech going down once again on the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Now the Casket of Souls is being pressured by Archeon. The Sneaky Snake Cav are maybe going to have to fight here. Hard to say. It looks like they are going to be opting to charge in. Ark in the Black may have a Tomb Blade of Archeon. Oh, and he gets a big old surround. He pulls the Ushapti from the frontline fight here and ganks the back here of this Dragon Ogre. And now with a little bit of Spirit Leech love, he might be able to take it out. Ark in the Black here, certainly getting his hands dirty. This wizard isn't afraid to fight up close. And Archeon is going after the Casket, which I don't think is a good play. I think that's a misplay, a very rare misplay from Falcon. As the Casket, like, there's not much Chaos Infantry left. The Casket isn't going to be super impactful. I think having Archeon in the other fights would be more valuable. So now King of the Dead going to be going after the Dragon Ogre here. Spirit Leech going down. Negative 46 leadership. This Dragon Ogre is running for the hills. Down he goes, Sweet Prince. And now the other Dragon Ogre is taking a lot of damage here from the Tomb Prince and Archeon. Of course, the Tomb Prince does have anti-large, and the Casket is still shooting. Archeon was not able to achieve his goal, and maybe if he had been in this fight, he could have helped kill some of these Snake Cav. We'll see. Balance of power is still really even. You also have to remember that King of the Dead is rocking an Ushapti summon, which will be disappearing here in a second, and that will certainly help the Warriors of Chaos get back in this game. So now, Dragon Ogre once again in mortal combat. Archeon is going to be going after the Tomb Prince, and it looks like Ark in the Black does charge into the back. What kind of abilities does he have left? I would imagine Spirit Leeches. Does he have Buna? He does, but he doesn't really need Buna here. But Spirit Leeches would certainly be very good. I think if you just kill the Dragon Ogre, the Necropolis Cav will be able to take out Archeon in very long-term combat. But he actually opts to use a Spirit Leech on Archeon. I think that might have been a misclick, because he's been working on the Shaggoths the whole game, and then suddenly to switch to Archeon, a very bold strategy. So Libra Mortis is active, but Archeon does do magic damage, so he doesn't care about that at all. I think Ark in the Black needs to get away here. If he gets beaten down by these two big monsters, that could be game blouses, to say the least. Now, this is huge for the forces of the Tomb Kings. He has King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion with anti-large, which is, moderately helpful. Of course, not super big damage, but they do, of course, apply poison, which to Archeon and the Shaggoth would be very impactful. Mirror Guard going to be charging in, going after the Casket of Souls here, trying to shut that bad boy down. And King plays Tomb King so differently than most players do in tournaments. Like, his Necropolis Knights, I can't make them work like this. He does. He's just very efficient with them. But, I mean, Archeon's here. I mean, if Archeon and the Shaggoth are able to get some character kills, that's going to be 100% game over. Necropolis Knights charging in once again. And you see, the Spirit Leech misplay from King could end up costing him a lot. That Spirit Leech could have led to this Dragon Ogre being broken by now, right? That would have been huge. And it looks like Skeleton Warriors were summoned on the Mirror Guard, and the King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion pushing in. Casket of Souls is still going strong. Oh, man, that Casket. And look at this. The Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is broken. And I don't see him coming back. I think that Necropolis Knight should be able to chase him. And now they're going in for the all-in here on Archeon. You can see Ark in the black, and the Tomb Prince are going to try and take out Falcon's caster and Lord. Archaon Never Chosen, certainly very durable here. Might take some time to get him, but gotta make sure to chase off that Dragon Ogre. Chaos coming in with a bunch of Marauders in the back. They might be able to crumble down the casket, and the Marauder infantry of everything are crumbling the Casket of Souls. And I have to say, guys, Archaon is an insanely powerful duelist, and you can see here the King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion is not doing too hot. So he does actually Rampage Archaon using the ability from the Tomb Prince. When he gets below 50%, he can do an AoE Rampage. So yeah, he's got to use his Cav to like clean up all the other Chaos stuff, and then just like let Archaon be grinded down by like a million skeletons. A million skeletons. Yeah, the Casket's gone. That's nice. I mean, the Casket, again, doesn't have too many good targets aside from the Horseman, I suppose. And now he intercepts the Marauder Horseman here. Falcon is going to be coming in with Chaos Marauders. This is still a dead even game, guys. I mean, Archaon Never Chosen is an insanely scary combatant. He could methodically maybe pick off the Snake Cav and then get like a Burning Head to clear out all this other stuff. We'll see. He's got Chaos Marauders coming back. He does have the Mirror Guard coming in. Slaanesh Chosen making their way back to the battlefield. Necropolis Knights still have 6 models and 2 models here. Insane leadership on those guys. And Archaon is basically just trying to get to the characters, which is smart. Especially Archaon because of the Spirit Leech effects. Yeah, look at this. 2,900 HP. Falcon just an absolute animal here with Archaon Never Chosen. 109. Pretty scary kills. And yeah, he's going to be getting away from this blob. And like I'm saying, if Falcon is able to kill these characters, like either of them, I think Archaon might be able to carry with a couple like rallying Chaos troops. There's nothing left. Like a couple of... Oh, Chaos is getting some horsemen back. That could be big. Oh, and Archaon gets the steel chair here. Look at this on the Tomb Prince. Tomb Prince is so low. 240 HP. A skeleton summon coming in from Ark in the Black. Is he going to crumble? Is he going to crumble? It's important he stays alive for sure, especially for the Guardian in the anti-large. Slayer of Kings does give Archaon huge splash damage too, so he's going to be able to probably chew through a lot of these chaff units. My apologies for the lag, guys. I think it's king of the lag. I swear to God, if one of them disconnects now, I'm just going to flip a chair. Oh my God, no. Don't you do it. Okay, they're still here. Hold! Hold, King of the Dead Internet! Hold firm! I don't think he crashes. I think he just like has a moments of lag here. Well, this gives Falcon a moment to gather himself and think about what he wants to do. So I suppose that's a bit of an advantage there. And it looks like King is going to be pulling back. Both players, King's Internet struggling to fight. I don't know, guys. Chaos might get this. It's hard to say. Okay, and it looks like it's stabilizing. The Slayer of King still active for another probably 10 or 15 seconds. And the Tomb Prince is just charging back in. I think King knows he's going to be crumbling, so he's just got to charge in there. King of the Dead, he flipped the switch, yeah. Honestly, though, that helps Falcon because it lets Falcon, like, evaluate everything. And now it's literally, like, the Ever-Chosen. Like, Ark in the Black should just run and gather his Winds of Magic at this point. Archaon might just lose to Chaff. I mean, we have 57 Tomb Guard, 49 King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion. That anti-large bonus will really help them quite a bit. I don't know why he's going in with Archaon. Oh, a fat burning head! Oh, look at that! It just roasts through the Tomb King army and pulls the Bounce of Power back for Chaos. Falcon the Ever-Chosen is coming for blood. Oh, that did so much damage. Oh my God. Oh man, guys. And Falcon pulls ahead of the Bounce of Power, and he has Marauders coming back in. What an insane series. And Archaon the Ever-Chosen, guys, 1900 HP. I think Ark in the Black knows at this point. He's like, I just got to get in there, dude. I got to grind this down before I lose everything. And all of the Tomb King's forces are crumbling after that fat, erect, burning head. Oh my God. And the Ever-Chosen is going to be smiting Ark in the Black off his filthy Necromancer horse. And, oh man, that was an insane series. And Falcon is going to be advancing with a 2-1 victory over King, who seemed to be in a dominant position for most of that game. I really thought that Falcon was going to lose that. But he pulled it out. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. If your audio is desynced, just dread sorry and just reset the stream. Just refresh it. It'll fix it. It's just YouTube being stupid. Oh my God, I can't believe he won that. That is just such a scrappy player, both of them. I really thought King had that in the bag, I have to admit. I have to admit, that was absolute insanity. GG, GG, holy shit. What a game. All right, so now we have Energized in the finals. So Energized versus Falcon is going to be our grand final. So let's go ahead and update the bracket. That was such a good game. That freaking Burning Head and the Burning Head is a really quick cast too. So it's like it's hard to dodge it compared to like things like Fiery Convocation. So that's going to be Falcon advancing to the grand finals against Energized in a best of 5. So Energized, if you're watching, you are up, brother, facing Falcon. I'll go ahead and invite him directly to the lobby. Make it easier for him. Cool. Yeah. That was, man, I could have sworn that was game 3, right? I'm just wondering why King's not, yeah. Yeah, Throg won the game, then Falcon won against the Lizardmen. Yeah, okay. So we gotta close that. I was just making sure we had 3 games there. Archeon just went ham. King, dude, I thought you had that. 100% King. I don't know how that happened. Archeon just went balls deep. You played so well, dude. So did Falcon. I mean, they both played so good. I'm really surprised. Hey. So for the next map, Energize says, told you. I don't know what he was talking about. What is this? I gotta know what they're talking about. The Crack of Karkin. We'll do this one first. Actually, it has an annoying forest that people often camp in, so maybe we'll just cut that map. Screw that shit. Let us do the Void of Helmfen. Tower of Hoth. Yeah, I love this map. All right, so we're going to load back into the battle scorecards here. And it's Energize versus Falcon in a best-of-5 final. Falcon is going to be staying where he is. Energize will switch to this side. And we will reset these scores to 0 and update. Just got to fix his nameplate a little bit. Make it look nice. As nice as I possibly can with my Haggard technology. All right, so these guys are preparing their matchups here. And that's it. So now we just hang out. So it's Energize versus Falcon. I know Jean L. Yeah, they're really, really good players. Man, that was such a good series. That was like an amazing best of 3. Holy shit. Yeah, you know, most Tomb King players do not use Necropolis Knights, but he does, and he makes them look really good. I mean, there was one small misplay in the beginning from King where he like let Arkan take a ton of free damage, but aside from that, I mean, it was a very, very solid game. Yeah, Dreadsaurian it does, but Tower of Hoth kind of, I'm not worried about it here. So Energize is banning Vampire Counts in Empire, and he's picking, I don't know what his pick is. We'll see. So best of 5 is single ban. Feel free to reban if you want. Yeah, so best of 5 is single ban, whereas best of 3s are double. Yeah, so they can either repick there or just go with what they have, whatever they're happy with. Yeah. All right, perfect. Everything looks good. Man, guys, yeah, that was such a good series. Hashtag Falcon always wins. Yeah, I mean, Falcon's definitely one of the top players out there. So is King. It was good. Falcon did have some tough matches in Everchosen. Of course, Aerocrastic just going absolutely ham and dominating the Everchosen with frickin' a 7-0 sweep of all of his games. But then before that, of course, Falcon had won Everchosen before that. So, yeah, impressive stuff. And, of course, has done very well. And Falcon is like the Dark Lord of my ECL, too. Like, if you look at the ECLs, he's... okay, so let me go to the ECL Hall of Fame. Yeah, Season 1... was Falcon. Season 2 was Zyphos. Season 3 was Falcon, and Season 4 was Falcon as well. So he's coming back to defend his potentially 4-time. And the thing is, ECL has like way more players than Everchosen. And ECL is a more competitive format than Everchosen, right? Like there's more competition. Anyone can join now. So like it's pretty intense for sure. Yeah. Something Turin said the reason. So something I said made Kevin Robinson's Alexa device start playing whale sounds when you came back into the room. What? That's funny, dude. So it's going to be Rats versus Norska. Now, Wind Wolves are really good here. Skin Wolves are just insanely good against Skaven. So I would imagine Falcon will come in with like 4 Skin Wolves and Berserkers and just charge, you know, Marauders, whatever. Yeah, so this is the third qualifier. If we take a look at the people who've qualified so far this season, we can switch on over to the Grom the Paunch's ingredient list. So far, the recipe for the Season 5 Grand Finals is Tlaxla and Soothsayer qualified for the first one, Anticity qualified for the second one, and then today is going to be the third recipe piece, which could be Falcon or Energize here, so we'll see how this goes, of course. That's going to be that. So those are the qualifiers for the Season 5 Grand Finals. Yes. Hadri says, if he wins this ECL, I get to rename ECL Hall of Fame to ECL Hall of Falcon. That's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't even care. You could do that, man. Yeah, because it would be true. Yeah. Upper echelon, yeah, for sure. It is a World Cup. I mean, people from all over the world play in these ECLs, so yeah. We don't get too many folks from Korea and China playing. It's mainly a time zone thing, and obviously lag. So it's too bad. I wish we had dedicated servers. It'd be really cool to bring all the communities together more. We do a good job bringing, you know, most of the world together, but yeah, time zones can be really restrictive for people in certain parts of the world. Oh man. Yeah, I almost want to like call something out. So Goktham says, tell Google to play a song. Oh man, or Alexa. Yeah, I saw the new Death Guard leaked rules. I'm gonna pre-order the book today. I'm really excited for it. Oh, dude, Ollie, I haven't had a Krispy Kreme donut since I was a kid, so I don't remember any of the flavors. But we actually have a bomb donut place near us. Oh, I think I'm going after this. I'm gonna take Lady Turin. Yeah. Gideon from South Africa. Hey, man. I always thought South African, what is it? Is it? I don't know. Like, I always thought the accent was really cool. Like, there's this what's that actor? God, I can't remember it, but yeah, if it comes to me, I'll let you know. It's 6:40 a.m. in Korea, by the way. Says Dead Spartan 08. Oof, yeah. You also need a VPN into China to play. Yeah. Not to mention it's illegal. Oof. So Sykes Liema says, back in March, I almost lost it. The stream helped me get back on my feet. Got me back so I could take exams. Now very good news came my way. Cheers from Norway. Hey, I'm glad to hear that, dude. That's super encouraging. Hope you're slaying those exams, dude. Show them no mercy. And keep the good news coming, dude. I know there's hard times, but we'll get through it together. Sykes, don't you worry. Falcon is Lady Turin. I don't think that conspiracy theory is true. I've never seen them in a stream together. Lady Turin is often with me while I'm streaming, but the webcam is just off. She's just kind of sitting, reading or something. No. Oh, what's his name? Yeah, there's a couple folks from South Africa in here. Yeah. No, not Leonardo. No. I'll think of it. All right, guys. So let's take a look at the builds. I've been neglecting it a little bit, chatting it up. So we have Wolfric the Wanderer here for Falcon, going into the big old Mammoth Lord. And it's going to be a Familiar Balefiend, Burning Head, Berserkers and Marauders in the front line with Javelins to pin down Rat Ogres and Hellpit Abominations. And then Skin Wolves into the Sunset. This is like cookie cutter Norska against Skaven. It is so good. Skin Wolves are so tough for Skaven to kill. Like, the spears can kind of poke them, but then they pull back and they heal and they really drag down. And this is... So I played in Aerocrastic's Salad Cup recently, which is a really fun tournament. If you guys haven't signed up, you can sign up for those in my Discord. But Aerocrastic hosted a community tournament, right? And I made it to the top 4. So in the top 4 of the tournament, I ended up playing Tlaxla and Soothsayer. And in the game 3, so he won game 1, I won game 2, and then game 3, Soothsayer picked Norska against my Skaven. And I can't remember if he used as many Skin Wolves, but I used like almost this identical build that the Skaven were using. The double Hell Pits with mortars to kill the Berserkers. And I just found that the double Hell Pit Abominations weren't able to get past the Javelins. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's another way to go in this matchup, but I just haven't figured it out yet. I mean, we'll see if Energize can make it work, but I haven't been able to make the double Hell Pit work. Because like for some reason, they just lose to the Skin Wolves. They just get dragged down. Yeah. It's wild for sure. Yeah, District 9. Yeah, it was the character from District 9 who was playing the main character. Charlton Copley or something is his name. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah, you just triggered my memory there. Falcon is actually Henry Cavill. Yeah, we'll see. All right. I don't know if the actor is actually from there, but he has like a really cool accent in that movie. Yeah. But it's a good Skaven build, like on paper, right? The Poison Wind Mortars like wreck the Norscan infantry. He's got Council Guard for elite support. And I mean, this build does have the tools to win. You know, if you're able to avoid the Burning Heads, get the Council Guard stacked on Hell Pits in the late game to fight against the Skin Wolves, you can win that grind for sure. But it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. Wookiee is Falcon? No, definitely not. Wookiee's very decrepit. I don't think Falcon is. Charles Copley is his name? Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I always get his name wrong. I couldn't quite remember. He's South African, yeah. That's cool. He was really cool in that movie Elysium too, when he plays like the mercenary guy, like the crazy mercenary. Yeah, that was really cool too. So Hadri saying the javelins need to be prioritized. I would agree with that because the javelins will kill the Hell Pits like super quick if they're able to. Just kind of sit and fire. And like the Skin Wolves are such a pain in the ass. God, they're so annoying in this matchup. So it looks like Energized is going to be shooting at the Skin Wolves with the mortars. Interesting choice. I think it was just an auto shoot though. I don't think he like gave them that order. I think they just were the first target. And let's see, I mean, okay, so what kind of damage is it going to do? It's not bad. You know, it's not great. Skin Wolves heal through it. Their natural healing is quite potent. Let me go ahead and see like what their regeneration values are. Yeah, it's 4. It's the same as everything else basically. I don't know if they had like a different variable or something. Yeah, Berserkers can die to summons and attrition for sure. And we actually saw... So Hadri's, we actually got to see Hadri's in my faction war a while back. Hadri's is in chat, and he had a really good best of 3 against Zardar Total War with Norska versus Skaven. And so he's certainly probably an expert in this matchup. But yeah, he definitely knows what he's talking about. This is juicy too. Like the way they're blobbed here, this is a big mistake here. Falcon's going to take a huge amount of damage on these troops. Well, this Burning Head's going to be quite nasty. It does go through the Clan Rats, and it's only one Clan Rat. Now Falcon's going to be going for a Windwolf Alpha Strike, so they're going to be charging in and fighting Ogres, and they also will have the support of a Mammoth, so might be able to trade there. But the Hell Pit Abominations are able to safely engage, which is quite nice. The Mortars have now switched on, and yeah, you can see Falcon realize this, and he splits all his forces, because that is some nasty, nasty damage. Now, interesting choice here from Energized. He sends the... Council Guard up to fight the Berserkers in the front instead of using them over here for this fight, which I'm a little bit surprised about. But honestly, the Skin Wolves take like no damage. They get some good shock damage on the Ogres and different troops, and they pull back, and they haven't lost any models, so pretty much any damage they took, they can simply just heal back. So I suppose if the Skaven can just, you know, win the melee fights, which they can do, but man, oh, the Council Guard got sea-fanged. Oh, brutal. 76 models, lost, you know, almost 50 models there and took a ton of damage, and the Mortars are now shooting at the Javelins once again, which of course is quite good. Falcon really trying to brute force with the Hounds in the back, cycle charging back and forth, trying to get past the Skaven Slaves, but the brave Skaven Slaves of this clan, Clan Energized, are holding back those foul Hounds pretty effectively. Oh no, this isn't good! Falcon got Wulfric trapped amongst Ogres, and also Skrulk with Liber Bubonicus. Maybe Energized is going to make the double Hell Pit work where I couldn't. He's probably a better player than me. But the Hell Pit Abominations, man, those guys are actually doing some work here. And it's because the Skaven, you know, lines are holding, but a Burning Head here certainly could be a big game changer. And it's going to be roasting down those Skaven lines and definitely taking out a lot of the Clan Rats. Where the Hell Pit Abominations do struggle is the fact that if they're isolated by the Windwolves, they will go down. But if they're able to stand on top of Clan Rats and other things like that, they can actually win the fights. Yeah. Hadri's, yeah. Yeah, Skin Wolves are really nasty against Skaven. Really, really nasty. But honestly, Energized is doing a really good job. Balance of power is pretty even, more or less. Actually, no, it's pretty substantially favored here for the Rats. I think it's the damage Wulfric took, though. That was a pretty big misplay. And the Skin Wolves are now just going and taking out the Mortars, and they're just going to kind of bounce around, regenerate, and just go after the weaker parts of the Skaven army. And that's the big problem. If the Skaven lose all of their supporting elements, then the Skin Wolves trade super effectively with Hell Pit Abominations, in my experience. So we got a single assassin here, a little bit of a misplay coming in from Energized, letting this assassin go after Wulfric on its own. Wulfric, of course, can annihilate an assassin, especially with Hunter of Champions. There's going to be some Clan Rat Spears surging forward to try and help out, and the Council Guard are still holding pretty well, up to 57 kills, certainly not bad. But, you know, the Hell Pit Abominations are also healing. So the healing is quite impactful. And yeah, I think Falcon can recover here. But if the Javelins get shut down, it's going to be a very, very uphill battle for him. What Falcon needs to do is kind of like pull his opponent apart a little bit and then get the Javelins to kind of functionally just, you know, pick apart the Hell Pit Abominations. And yeah, the thing is, like, you guys can see the bounce power creeping back. This is what always happens to me in this matchup. Like, I feel like I'm winning. I get ahead on the bounce of power with Libers and Mortars and some burst damage, but the freaking Werewolves just always pull the game back. And now you can see the Hell Pit Abomination is being attacked by the Skin Wolves here. Might be another group piling in, and yeah, you can see Falcon smells blood. He's probably going to bring the Skin Wolves in, although there are some Skaven Slave Spears here. Good summon by Energize, so Energize does get the summon back here to go after the Marauder Hunters with Javelins. And yeah, the Javelins here are going to get pushed back, but they'll be able to rally. And Wulfric is getting a Cascading Fire Cloak, going to make him a little bit tankier, putting his melee defense up to a whopping 58, but the Skin Wolves are now going here. The other Hell Pit Abomination is being surrounded by those Skin Wolves. The Skaven supporting elements on the ground, just like we articulated, is, is starting to dwindle, and it's making the battle much better for Norska. Also a bit of a problem for the Rats. Skrolk has a very, very tough time surviving Wulfric. That's why I think Akit Claw could be the key to this matchup, or maybe very helpful, because he could also pressure the, the Marauder Hunters and things like that. But yeah, Skrolk is going to die here probably. He's using, he does get his Libra off. That's really big. He gets the Libra off, and the Hell Pit gets the rear charge. Wulfric has about 1,000 HP with a couple more Libra ticks. Might get him down to about 500 HP before all is said and done. 356. 224, negative 32, 92 HP, and Skrolk in the Hell Pit. Are they able to kill Wulfric? And down goes the Wanderer. That's what he gets for sitting on top of his mammoth and being lazy the entire battle. But that was a very clutch moment by Energize. That was like a moment where, like, if Wulfric hadn't taken that kind of damage, I think Norska might have been able to come back and win, but I think that might seal the deal, because now Skrolk is going to be very good against the Skin Wolves with his Contaminate. And look at that, Energize pulling off a victory in a matchup which I always felt like was pretty tough for the Skaven. So for those of you guys who want an underdog story, there you go. This is a best of 5 final. CH3 Carl, happy birthday, Turin. Has the joke been made already? Yes, it has. But thank you so much for the donation regardless. Man, what an impressive victory by Energize there. Solid gameplay by both players. That's a hard one. I really struggle. Like, he did what... I haven't had that success there. He really did a good job. Well played, man. Well played indeed. All right. That's going to be a 1-up. Here in this Best of 5 series, we'll change the map. We'll do the Valley of Thieves for our next map. Libra 1 Shoticus takes it. Yeah, Libra is super solid. I really thought Skrolk would die, but like, what happened is Wulfric missed a couple attacks, and the Rat was able to get his Libra off, and that was that. With the Hell Pit rear charge, Steel Chair, man. The little Rat boy came in clutch, I know. The Horn Rat greater than Corn. So Falcon is going to pick High Elves, and he's banning Lizardmen. So we have High Elves against anyone else, aside from Lizards. So now Energize will pick here. Yeah, and we'll see. Falcon about to go wild. Ransom, I would say that's a very, very apt description, for sure. Yeah, Wulfric is so good on the Mammoth, though. You kind of have to bring him, though. You could bring him on a Chariot, too, in that matchup. He wouldn't be bad there. That's actually, when I played Soothsayer, that's what he did to me. Soothsayer didn't bring Wulfric on a Mammoth. He brought a War Shrine Mammoth or Soul Crusher, and then he brought Wulfric on a Chariot. You need the Chariot Wulfric because of how good Seafang is against Council Guard. It, like, immediately gets you Value City. Yeah. Hey, take care, Cobra Holster 06. Gotta go clock back in. Hey, take care, man. Yeah, Wulfric is just so good. I mean, you know, Throg could be used there, too. Oh, we got Greenskins versus High Elves, the DLC matchup. Oh, I'm excited for this. All right. We'll see. Falcon has been streaming for 5 hours, Vlad, but you have to remember that everyone playing in this tournament has been playing for 5 hours. Yeah. That's true. He could be getting tired. He could be. Who knows? But everyone else is playing the whole duration, too. And some people more than others, because, like, you know, it depends on whose series went longer. They could have been having to play more games. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know, man. You know, interestingly enough, when I play a long stream, I play much better at the end of the stream when I'm, like, warmed up, even if it's been, like, 5 hours, than I do if I play in, like the first hour of the stream. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to go for... Well, what is he playing? He's playing against Greenskins? What, is it going to be like Double Noble, Chariot, Star Dragon, Alariel? Probably. Falcon's been using an Arcane Phoenix to very good effect, though, too. Maybe we'll see that. Yeah. I don't know where Energize is from, actually. All right, so let's take a look. So you guys are more or less correct about the build. So let's take a look. It's going to be a Star Dragon for Falcon, Alariel, so pretty classic build. Yeah, this is like, heavy cav have always been very good against Greenskins. Now, against new Skarsnik and Rampage and Mither, not as good, but still very good. Triple Dragon Prince, Rangers, and one group of the Spearmen, and it's going to be 2 Reaver Cav. Very cool. Now for the forces here of Energize, he's got a Goblin Rocklobber, 2 groups of Orc Boarboy Biggins. He does also have Stone Trolls in the back, which are incredible against Dragon Princes. Orc Boys, Black Orcs, and it is going to be a Goblin Great Shaman on a Spider, which of course the Dragon can certainly kill, but it's going to be a scrap. It's going to be a scrap. I know, Tobias. That game was insane. That game was insane. Yeah, Falcon vs. King. Oh my god, that was such a good series. That was amazing. Thank you guys for joining, by the way. I see we have almost 1,500 people watching, so thank you guys so much for joining. If you guys are enjoying the stream, pound that like button. As much as I hate asking for it, it is part of my job. So do drop a like if you guys are enjoying the stream. Let's see if we can get up to 500. Shouldn't be too bad. Asuryan has had enough of this nonsense. Well, the Dragon Princes will be quite efficient against Orc Boys, Dragons, and Terror Routes on Trolls. Falcon probably will get some good Alpha Strikes on the Stone Trolls and potentially Terror Route them. At which point he has so much mobility he can chase them off. That's the thing. Energize is really going to have to make sure that his Stone Trolls don't get Terror Routed and pushed off. If they do, that could just be a disaster. Now, Energize does have some Bacon Cab. He's got some Orc Boar Boys who obviously will get massacred by Dragon Princes, but, you know, they take a beating and allow your Stone Trolls and other units to pile in safely. So, yes, it should be good. Stone Troll Steve Austin is like one of the best things. I love it. He doesn't have Peckless. No, Energize has been a long time tournament player. I've seen him in many of my tournaments. Yeah. Yeah, Vlad, Imrik is pretty awesome for sure. I love the horn. The Vuvuzela that he blows when he charges. Yeah, it's pretty great. So the Reaver Cav can poke here. There's not too much missile pressure. I was really expecting a Skarsnik pick. Skarsnik is so good against these guys. Or the Goblin Big Boss. But he's a little bit squishier, so you got to be careful. But Rampaging Dragon Princes, like what you do is you get Skarsnik, you get a Hag, you Buna the Prince, you Rampage them, you kill them, you prosper. It's really, really strong. But again, the Arachnarok Spider is also quite good. It has anti-large against the Dragon, and really can be quite impactful. So it looks like Energized a little bit flat-footed here. Stone Troll's a little bit slow in the draw, but the Heavy Cav just hammering into the Orc front lines. But some of the Stone Trolls do get in as well. And you can see the Dragon Prince is taking big damage. But this is what Falcon wants. He wants to isolate this weak part of the army. He wants to break these Stone Trolls, and then chase them off the battlefield using his Reavers and other units. Now, the Spider Riders are going to be engaging here. The Bacon Cav are charging into the Rangers, so a little bit of a trade there in the front line. But man, those Stone Trolls got Shrek'd super hard. But so did the Princes to an extent. Some of the Princes took a lot of damage, but I would still say that Falcon certainly came out ahead in that trade. It depends on which way the Trolls retreat. Yeah, I don't know if the Orcs are going to be able to save him. Now, the Boar Boy is staying in combat with Rangers, which is an interesting choice, but they appear to actually be winning that fight. The Black Orcs have piled in here. Black Orcs will be immune to Psychology and will give some good AP, but yeah, all the Stone Trolls are breaking. That's the thing. Stone Trolls are still Trolls. Like, a lot of people think they're just, like, broken or really, really strong, and they are, but this is like, if Falcon is paying attention here, he can grab some Reavers and just chase these Stone Trolls off the battlefield, and that's pretty much like the main answer against his Princes, like off the battlefield. So the Bacon Cap doing a good job though. Now we have a big blob fight, so this is another thing that could be a little bit risky for Falcon, is the Goblin Great Shaman. It seems like Energized has gotten a good fight here. Black Orcs buffed up by the Wob. Alariel is taking big damage. The Star Dragon is being poisoned and attacked by the Giant Spider. Oh, but the artillery's open. Oh, and the Stone Trolls are back! Oh man. Are they going to be able to rally and turn around and fight? It looks like they are. That is not good for the High Elves. Now, of course, it's not a game-losing thing, but yeah, the Dragon Princes should still be able to win this. I mean, the Stone Trolls took a huge 80 charge bonus charge right there. But they're at least going to fight back a little bit, and they're going to break. Yeah, that was a fully erect couched lance charge. And also, Energized has lost his Goblin Rocklobber, which is pretty disastrous, too. It seems like Falcon is taking the lead in this game with very good pursuits and angles of attack. Yeah, very, very good stuff indeed. So the Star Dragon's pulling up in the sky. Alariel the Radiant, Gork'll fix it, popped there, but not going to be too impactful. The Broken Tusk Mob. Oh, these are actually the Broken Tusk Mob. Okay, so they're not just regular Bacon Cap. Big old heal going down, of course. Oh, it misses the Star Dragon, though, it looks like. Ooh, that sucks. Yeah, it looks like Falcon got it in there, though. And should be able to save that Star Dragon. Greenskin's still not out of this game. I mean, the Black Orc pocket, 2 Black Orcs are really meaty, plus the big old Goblin Great Shaman, and some Stone Trolls have even come back. So Energize certainly still a contender here, but I think just based on the Star Dragon and there being a fair amount of Dragon Princes left, it's going to be tough. Yeah, Black Orcs doing a really good job, though, and I love the reskin that the Black Orcs got, how they actually look like Black Orcs now. Very, very cool unit. Fully erect turn, yes indeed. The Spider getting some terror routes, it looks like. The Rangers are like, screw this shit, we're going back to Lothern. It's certainly not a fun engagement. The Goblin Great Shaman, you know, if he can find a way to kill the Spider, that's the thing. Like, if not the Spider, the Star Dragon. If the Star Dragon were compromised in any way, there wouldn't be too many answers the High Elves have here to the big Goblin Great Shaman, but I don't see Falcon letting that happen. It's very much like a battle that's very manageable now. There's not a lot going on. It's very much like a blob fight, which is going to favor a unit that can pull back and cycle charge. Granted, the Hiles are losing the infantry fight pretty handedly. And of course, the Rangers losing the Blackworks, but I think that's pretty insignificant at this point. So what happens now is Falcon gets his Reavers here. Just super solid play. He chases the Stone Trolls off the battlefield, make sure they don't come back. He just gathers up his breath attacks and just, just kind of picks apart the Greenskin army. And then once all is said and done, he comes in on the Blackworks and the Spider and just finishes them off with a big old surround at the end. Blackworks are incredibly tough to break, but this is smart. You need to break off all the Greenskin support. You can't let them form another Wa and get their battle back together. So, Fisher Leon, if the audio is desynced, I would recommend refreshing the stream. It's a problem with YouTube. YouTube is just stupid sometimes. It's a pretty subpar streaming platform from time to time, but yeah, I mean, it has its ups and downs, of course. But if you guys just reset the stream, it should fix your problem. So just click the refresh button and you shouldn't have any issues from there. So, Dragon Princes are pulling back. We have 41 plus 18. So a decent count. Looks like 59 Princes there. So almost a full unit worth of stopping power. And only 5 there, but of course the 5 could be used. Those Stone Trolls are broken off the battlefield. And the Broken Tusk Mob here is in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, they're shattered. Those boys aren't having a good time. And a Gorkle Fix-It going down. Actually tying down the Star Dragon, allowing the Spider to get in there. And like I said, this is pretty much the only way Falcon can lose the game, in my opinion, is if the Star Dragon gets broken down here. The Gorkle Fix-It, really, really solid, but Dragon Princes are going to be charging in. We have a huge apocalyptic fight going down. As the Blackworks charge in, of course, they themselves will be quite good against Dragon Princes. If the Dragon Princes stay in combat, their big two-handed great weapons will chop down many of those noble princes. But the Star Dragon taking this kind of damage is actually really painful, but it looks like it didn't take as much as we thought and should be able to get back here. So Falcon still has some skirmish left. He's got some Reavers, so he doesn't necessarily have to commit. He can use his ammo if he likes and take that fight. Some of the Reavers getting a little bit danger close to some of the Blackworks, which appears to not be costing them too much. Maybe a couple Reaver models may be dragged down here. It's still not going to be an easy win, I'm telling you. 54 Blackworks plus 51 here. I mean, Princes don't have the best AP values. Still, their charge bonus will lend them some great fire support here as they hammer those guys down. And Falcon can happily cycle charge until he runs out of ammo. So I would assume he's just going to kind of shoot until he runs out with the Reavers, and then he's going to have to engage with something. So what he can do from there, though, is just send in some Spears or some Rangers one at a time and really play that very, very safe game, right? So he runs out of ammo. Then attacking rules stipulate he has to be engaged. He sends in a Ranger, cycle charges. When the Ranger dies, he sends in a Spearman and cycle charges until the Spearman dies. So really, Falcon doesn't have to take the big fight until, very, very late here. But it looks like he's going to be sending in the Spearman and some Princes. Cycle charging back and forth from all angles. Blackworks taking some big damage, but so too are the Princes. I mean, this is a game that Energized still could win. And it looks like the Star Dragon is going to be used to go after the Goblins, which is interesting. I thought he would rear charge the Blackworks here and try and break them down with a really good AP. And the Spider is able to really crump some of those Dragon Princes. Only 12 left? Oh, I thought it said 2, but it looks like 12. Lost Cause, thank you for the kind words, man. Yeah, we're having some good old wholesome entertainment here. That is very true, brother. So the Blackworks, 49 models right there. The other Blackworks, I think, are still around somewhere. Yeah, we got 49 and then 45 here, so they're certainly taking quite a bit of damage. I think High Elves are getting some good trades here. Ooh, but Ilario lands danger close to the big Spider. Oh, man, it looks like a Gorkle Fix-It's going to be going down here. So he does slow down the Spider, but the Spider is actually blocked by a couple brave Dragon Princes, so he's not able to attack Ilario like he wants to. And a big breath attack from the Dragon does do a fair amount of damage to the Greenskin Spider. Blackworks able to force back the Princes, but now we have a 2v1 fight here as the Goblin Great Shaman popping the Crown of Command. Really good control by Energized. Knowing this is like a big Alpha Strike here, does give his Spider unbreakable, so he's not going to be broken by the big charges. And it looks like maybe some more Witchcraft going down. Is that going to be an itchy nuisance or something? No, it's actually a Shield of Thorns from Falcon. So Ilario does have the Shield of Thorns. She has Earthblood, Shield of Thorns, and no other spells. So those are her only 2 things she's bringing to the table. But it seems like the Star Dragon, of course, is one of the apex predators in Warhammer Fantasy, and it should be able to defeat a Goblin Great Shaman on the Spider here. So the Spider's getting wrecked, and that is going to be GG. And it looks like Falcon's going to be tying up the series. We got a 1-1, guys, in this best of 5. Hell yeah. Yes. That is it. And there you have it, my friends. The game hath been decided. Falcon is up. 1 game there, and now they're tied at 1-1. And let's update the scorecard. We got a series on our hands. We got a scrap. Energized and Falcon both here to stay. And now let's go ahead and change the map. Volksgrad, I don't think is a good... What does Volksgrad look like? I'm trying to remember that one. Is that the one with no, I'm not doing that. It's too risky. I could put them on the Essence of Chaos, but that's just cruel. We got to find a map. Sword of Torgald has been having crashing problems for me, so I'm going to opt away from that, even though I think it's a really good map. And we can do the Southern Chaos Space map set. All right. Galahad says, I told you guys all Asurian was tired of this business. Galahad, thanks again for the donation previous stream, man. That was a really good game, man. I like how there was one gentleman in chat who, before the last game, just said Felk off when he lost, and then he just said Felk on when he wins. That's pretty funny. All that, and he still had a star left over. I know. The star pretty much, he kept us thinking it was close, and then the star came out, and it was like, oh, never mind. The High Elf Karen got to talk to the Greenskins manager. Yes, most certainly. She did. Ilariel spoke to that Goblin Great Shaman's manager, the Spider, and with a very, very cruel tone. Yeah. So, we have Wood Elves. So it's going to be Wood Elves versus Lizardmen, which means we're going to see Laser Dinos against Way Watchers, and it's going to be wild. So we'll see how this goes. Southern Chaos Waste is pretty open field, so both players, I'm sure, are happy. Wood Elf Archers can hide in open field, so it doesn't matter too much. But Hadri says the essence of Chaos should be saved for Game 5 when it matters most. Oh, man. Yeah, the Star Dragon Breath was really good. It did a ton of HP damage, but considering Falcon still had a Star of Averlorn in his back pocket, it really was a foregone conclusion at that point. Yeah. Have you seen the Turin horse? No, I haven't. I'll check it out. Yeah. Yeah, Parabox, those were good games, man. Hope you've been doing well. Hope you've been doing well. So Falcon's, of course, Wood Elves are one of his main factions. I think Energized is also a very good Lizardman player, too. So I think we're going to see some Lizards out of him. Falcon coming to defend his strap. Certainly has had to really fight his way up here today with a very close game against King of the Dead in the semifinals. Fighting for that belt, man. Falcon, a 3-time ECL champion. Going for number 4 this season. Glenn Guernick says, hello, first time in chat. I haven't played Total War Warhammer competitively since the launch. What's the game like? What's the meta? It's a very dense question. It's a good question, a very solid question, but it's a very dense one to answer as well. I would recommend joining the Discord if you're not there, and there's a lot of people discussing it, or just watching these videos, and you can kind of see the meta as well. Yeah, Star of Avalorn heals for 1,000 plus HP. It's almost like regrowth. It's not quite. I think base regrowth is like 1,300 and Star is like 1,100 or 1,000, but it's AoE, and I don't know if Star of Avalorn has a cap on which you can heal. I know Earthblood can only heal like 4 things. I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know who Vin Scully is, but I hope that's a compliment. So, enjoy the struggle. He says he is a Lizardman main. Good to know, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope your tournaments are going good. Life's treating you well. Ruben Bunsko, great stream turn. Thanks. P.S. Go Lizards. We know where your allegiance lies, brother. We will see. You know, we've had this, yeah, it's like an AoE regrowth, basically, yeah. That's why Star is so good. High Elf meta is very much like, get a couple single entities and elite units and just heal them with Star of Avalorn, yeah. Do Marauder Chieftains in multiplayer still have mammoths? I believe so. I haven't checked, though. Troy competing with Warhammer, good joke, I know. I know. Well, that's why there's limitations on single entities. Like in game 1, like way back in the day, like on ladder, you'd play against people with like 5 Vargulfs and just like invocation, spamming them as they run in circles. It was just like, oh god, end me. Yeah, Glenn, you should, man. You should join. Oh, he's a legendary Dodgers baseball announcer. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too keen. I know NFL, I know MMA, but I don't know basketball or baseball that well. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to go to baseball games with my dad, but that was a long time ago. So Falcon not using Way Watchers, actually. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting build. So yeah, Falcon going in with double Wildwood Ranger, double, triple, quad, a lot of Eternal Guard. So Eternal Guard for, of course, just baseline troops, and Wildwood Rangers for the good AP values against Saurus, and Temple Guard, if there are going to be some. Don't really think you see Temple Guard too much in this matchup, though. And basically, he's going to be going for a very wide line of the Glade Guard with the Starfire Shafts. This is like very much like a Warhammer 1 Wood Elf build. Zerthu here, not really respecting the mobility of the Lizards, I don't think. Because it's going to be hard to defend this back line. I mean, he just has Sisters, and I guess Eternal Guard can peel back, but that's going to be hard to defend. Zerthu here as well, Sisters of Thorn, and that's it. And a Branch Wraith, I would assume, for Pendulum and some other debuffs and things like that. Let's go and check, yeah. No, just Earthblood. Just Earthblood on her. And now for the Forces of Energized, an army going into the Sunset, which I was expecting a double laser build, and I think that's what Falcon was prepared for. But this is wide and thick. It's Saurus and Skinks, double Chameleon. It's also going to be Cold and Spear Riders, which of course are quite effective against Wild Riders and Sisters. Manticore Summoner. It's also going to be a Saurus Old Blood with the Horn of Kygor. Yeah, this is a wide build. This could actually give Falcon some trouble. There's not too many choice targets for those archers. We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this indeed. In Warhammer 1 tourneys before rules, greenskins would do like a 5 giant build versus vampire counts. Oh man. And then somebody else enjoy the struggle saying it was 2 giants and 1 Ragnarok. Yeah, that sounds. I was watching some like Warhammer 1 like games on my channel a while back, and I was just like, oh my god, this was so haggard. Like how powerful Spirit Leech spam was in the beginning, and like, yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it's a very different build. I think Falcon obviously has been evolving as a player, constantly changing. If you bring the same build every time, you know, players will beat you. It tends to happen to me in my King of the Hills. You know, I have these dedicated builds I use on my channel, and players know it's coming and they win because they can counterpick you. But so it's good to like change up your build, even if it's on like a micro level or you add in like one more threat. I honestly think Falcon is just going to unleash all of his archers on the skinks. I don't think that's a terrible play. Just like the volume of fire and the amount of archers he has, he might as well, despite the 40% resist. We'll see. It's a very thick build for sure. Yes, Carl Franz. And speaking of, we haven't seen any Empire today. We saw so much Empire in my last stream, but today it's been pretty calm. No Sons of Sigmar today. No, the meta, it depends on who's playing in your tournament. Like, on the yesterday's King of the Hill, we saw like almost like tons of Empire games. High Elves lost like every single time. But it really just depends. Like, today, High Elves have been very dominant. It really just comes down to the player. So, you missed the whole Spirit Leech days? Oh god, I don't. That was horrible. Oh yeah, and Dwellers Below, just like instant killing like anything that it like comes up under. Yeah, those were some wild times. So Falcon just doing a very slow push here. I mean, Energize does have the width. I mean, Energize can certainly wrap around Falcon's army. Like, I think just advancing with the Saracen Skinks and just pushing up and around and get your cav up and around the side. Like, I don't see how Falcon can defend the 6 Glade Guard against like the width of this army, unless, you know, Energize makes a misplay, which he is right now. Energize has forgotten about these cav units, which could be hammering into these archers right now. So something like that might cost him the game, you know. There's lots of micro here, and I don't know what he's doing with these Golden Riders. Maybe he's going to be doing a frontal charge into Eternal Guard, and some of them go right through the center here onto Durthu, which seems like a very odd play. And yeah, Energize has forgotten about 2 cav units, which honestly could be like ending the game, like just straight up killing all these archers back here. We'll see if it costs him. He might be able to scrap his way back, and here now we have the Golden Riders with the Horn of Kygor activated, and they're actually just hammering into the Eternal Guard, who are also buffed up though. Couple skinks shooting as well. And now Energize has remembered the Cold and Spear Riders, and he's going to be coming around the back and diving into the archer lines. And now, this is where things get really messy. Falcon will win some of the melee engagements, of course, having the Wildwood Rangers, but you see, like, that small misplay of having those cav not collapsing at the same time as this could really cost Energize the game, because now Falcon has had time to react to this position, and he can peel back and then stop this. If they had all been hitting at the same time, you know, suddenly, bam, like, it's a huge threat overload. You're having so many problems defending your back lines, but now I think Falcon is going to be able to aptly defend his battle lines. But again, we'll see. The Wildwood Rangers make very mincemeat quick work here of many of these baseline troops. So Durthu's coming, Flock of Doom, a really good cast here from Energized, but I think the cav misplay may be too much. Like, they're just getting here now. I don't know, he could still maybe scrap this out. Manticore in the back line is doing some great damage, and I believe he has another Manticore summon in the back pocket. And the Saurus Old Blood is about to fight this big old angry tree! And Durthu's coming in, and Durthu will karate chop this lizard in combat. It will not even be close to fair. It's a tactical reserve, yes, that's what I like to call it as well when I screw up. Flock of Doom going down as well in the skink cohorts, and here we have the big old cab play. So we have the Golden Riders rear charging in, and that's pretty good. I mean, he was able to break the Wildwood Rangers. So he's starting to get some good value, and now you can see Falcon's lines are being compromised to an extent. These archers are offline, these ones in the back are being harried by the Manticore. The cab presence, of course, the tactical reserves here from the Lizards able to get some good value as well. And yeah, I mean, Falcon's army looking pretty thin. All it's going to take is one big like push into the archers to really crump them. But, you know, Durthu's going to be thick and tough to deal with. Nice Manticore summon coming down here, which could help out against some of these Wildwood Rangers, perhaps. Skinks are shooting in, poking their little darts into some of the Eternal Guard and archers, and now we have a lot of Skinks rallying back in. And the Skinks have pushed into the back, and Falcon pulling back his Glade Guard with the Starfire shafts. But, I mean, even 68 little Skinks here, these Cudgel Infantry, 20, 24, 25 against 20, 27, 20, I guess. The Glade Guard don't have the worst combat stats in the world, but yeah, it's going to be a tough one. So Manticore is going after Durthu, an interesting choice there. Maybe sending it after Sisters would be a little bit better, in my opinion, but it's still a game that either player can win, despite the early misplays there. I think it's going to be quite a bit of pressure on both of these guys. Durthu done halved him. Yeah, Durthu is a beast for sure. He's a very strong combatant. 78 melee attack is no joke. He's poisoned right now, but yeah, even still, he's got some cool items, and Flock of Doom, of course, is helpful against hordes of skinks and chaff units. Some of the Cold One Cav are really sitting in here quite long, opting to stay in combat with the Sisters, which I suppose isn't bad. Doesn't look like there's too many spear supporting. And the Horn of Kygor Man, able to help break these Wildwood Rangers here, and the Chameleons could end up being the breadwinners, as pretty much all of Felcon's archers are broken now. You can see here, these bad boys are broken, these ones are broken, and it just goes to show that Energized, I think, had a much... his build was much better against Felcon's. Like, he had a really solid thought process and build, but the execution of the build has been good, aside from the delay of those two tactical reserves. And that's why, the game is still close. Of course, Felcon's a really good player and can obviously win with builds that aren't necessarily, the best against what his opponent's bringing. But, yeah, man, it's been a scrap. And here are the Saurus Oldblood chasing down some of the Wildwood Rangers. The Chameleons able to use their darts to pick apart the Eternal Guard, who do have silver shields, but if their backs are turned, which they are right now, they pretty much take a massive amount of damage. The Wood Elves do have Sisters, but the Sisters should be focused down by the Chameleons. I suppose there's a school of thought that killing Durthu and the Branch Wraith is going to be really hard. There's not much here that's great against those guys, especially if they still have Earthbloods in their pocket, which they seem to. So those Glade Guard are in a little bit of trouble. Durthu is going to be a raid boss. Like, that's my only concern. There's no Manticore summons left. The Saurus Oldblood, of course, could help, but he's like 1 or 2 hits away from death's bed here. Yeah, but the best play here for Energized is to just chase down everything else. Get rid of the Sisters if you can. Leadership could be a factor too. I didn't really think of that, but the Branch Wraith here is like pretty close to breaking. It's wavering. That would be pretty disastrous if it broke, because Saurus take like 45 minutes to break. They are incredibly annoying to break too. So the Saurus and, the Skinks, if they have any ammo left, might be able to poke down Durthu as this game does progress. I don't think it'd be a bad idea for the Energized to bring in his Lord. So, for example, if he gets the Old Blood and just rear charges the Branch Wraith and just kind of leaves Durthu be. But Durthu's taking a bit of damage. The Skinks are poking him down. He's down to about 60%. No, almost 50. The Skinks are very low. And Felcon's doing a very good job scrapping. I mean, he's so tenacious. Getting these Sisters of Thorn and just riding in circles and just causing massive problems for all the Skinks that are trying to rally their way back. But it looks like Energized is prioritizing Durthu, which... it's a bit of a gamble. It may pay off. Depends on the Earthblood situation. Oh, that Earthblood's so good. Oh, and the Old Blood's coming in for a fight. That's risky. I think he just comes in to give the Horn of Kygor to these troops, which is good. And he gets away before he takes any substantial damage. Durthu kind of wading through the poison darts. Here in the distance, we do have the Skink Priest, who definitely needs to get back. I mean, 280 weapon strength, guys, is really not bad. Like, if you can get that guy back here and start, kind of beating on stuff. Yep, and he finally breaks these Sisters. Now the Branch Wraith is being chased down by a bunch of Saurus. Durthu is being kited by the Skinks, who need to make sure to use all their ammo in the right places. I would probably turn off the ammo on the Skinks and save it for Durthu, because, man, he is going to be a pain to kill. Certainly either player's game. Very, very close. And now the Skink Priest is coming back. He wasn't able to fully chase off those Wildwood Rangers, which is unfortunate, considering he was over there for like 20 minutes. And here comes the Saurus Oldblood, taking a little bit of dart fire as he does come in, but his Velociraptor should be able to take apart those Glade Guard. And it looks like Felcon may lose the Eternal Guard here. Hard to say. Hard to say indeed. And there goes the Eternal Guard. Durthu he's a thick tree though, guys. And Durthu has a really cool tabletop model. If you guys haven't seen it, it's really, really neat. And the Chameleon Skinks earned a couple chevrons, it looks like. Certainly an impressive feat for those little lizard people. And yeah, you just need to break everything and just tarp hit Durthu. Like that's how you do this. He's letting these cohorts kind of rest here. And we have a huge donation from Joel. Thank you for years of great content. Thank you very much. Can't wait for the sequel. I know, head-to-head with Loremaster of Stotek. I'm very excited. Whenever he's free, it'll probably be early next week. Joel, thank you so much. The head-to-head will be happening soon. And as soon as that's over, Spartacus actually mentioned he wants to do one as well. So I'll probably do one with Stotek and with Spartacus, and we'll have all sorts of fun stuff happening. Thank you so much, Joel. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I see there's a bit of an accent over the E, so my apologies if I'm mangling that. So yeah, at this point, the Lizard's just using their superior mobility to chase it off. And yeah, it's basically just Durthu and the Branch Wraith, which is going to be a huge pain. I think he still has some Skinks. Yeah, they're chasing down some of those Eternal Guard. And these guys are darting down the last of those guys. And he does shatter them. So yeah. So now it's basically Durthu and the Branch Wraith. I mean, Felcon might as well just stand still. Like, chasing here I don't think is necessary. Yeah, just kind of like hang tight there. And rest your vigor. Because you're not going to catch any of these Skinks. Like, basically, Energized is just wanting to chase off the little Eternal Guard and whatever else is here. I don't think there's any other elves around the map. I'm just kind of peeking around. There's some Eternal Guard over there who may come back. I guess eventually he might catch him. It's hard to say. Yeah, the balance does shift as the chameleons lose ammo. Oh, okay, there's an engagement over here. I was wondering what was happening. It looks like the Wildwood Riders are, Rangers are still actually doing good damage even on their way out. These guys hit pretty hard. 36, 48 melee attack. I mean, that's no joke. Little Skink Priest and the Velociraptor able to feast on some of those guys, and they are broken. Is Durthu fighting? It looks like not yet. So now Energized will chase off the Wildwood Rangers. There are 13 of them. I would honestly probably just grab the cohorts and then go fight this. Falcon needs to just rest here. He needs to just rest. That's the right play. And the Lizards are just going to be gathering around them. You can see they're all moving in to attack. These Wildwood Rangers are being chased. The Lizardmen they were just fighting a second ago. Yeah, they were chasing the Wildwood Rangers, and now he's actively moving to attack. I mean, honestly, though, it doesn't make a difference. Like, it's going to be the final battle here. Yeah, so he's just moving. Yeah, he could even walk, too. Like, he's moving fast. Falcon could just, like, do a basic move here. Energized was able to get those Wildwood Rangers. I don't know who's going to win this game. He's trying to shatter them, though. He's trying to shatter them to the best of the abilities. Yeah, he's chasing these Wildwood Rangers down. Looks like they're shattered. All right, so that is it. He's out of ammo. I'll let Energized know he must engage now. Energized must engage. Ranger shattered. So we let him know, and he's going to be moving in now. There are some Eternal Guard in the back of the map that are coming. And yeah, he's going to be moving in now, so he's just kind of surrounding his forces and moving his lizards in. Yeah, this is fine, though. Falcon's, like, getting his vigor back, I think. Let's go and check. Yeah, they're very tired, so the standing here could be a big deal. I mean, most of the skinks, I suppose, are in good shape as well. Get to the edge of the map and use a tear out. That actually is not a bad idea. Yeah, so he's going to move in now. Skinks are coming in the back. And, yeah, he's got to send some of those dudes in to attack. Energizes the new Mary Poppins singing Let's Go Fly a Kite. Yeah, I think he's just trying to gather all of his forces. Is there anything else? I think Falcon had some Eternal Guard over here. I could have sworn I saw some elves on the edge of the map here. Your troops have uncovered hidden foes. And here comes the full surround. The Saurus are moving in. It's going to be the final battle for the fate of Middle-earth here. And here come the skinks. It's not like... the rules of engagement things are very like kind of tricky as it pertains to like repositioning and things like that, and like chasing off routing units, whether they're shattered or they're single entities. But like in this case, it didn't really make a difference. Like the Wood Elves, like this is going to determine the battle here, not the other stuff. Oh man, and a Flock of Doom! That's so punishing. Oh, the Flock of Doom on all those guys, and oh, he has Sword of Daith too. I think. I don't know what the cooldown is. If Durthu can kill the Saurus Old Blood, I think the Wood Elves might win this. But if he can't kill the Old Blood... Oh, and the Old Blood gets slapped by the tree! Oh my god. Yeah, this looked fine to me. Because he was like just repositioning around Falcon. Oh my god. Durthu, is he going to carry this? The Branch Wraith is pretty low in leadership here. Does he have an Earthblood? And does he have Sword of Daith and or another Flock of Doom? I think from here, getting Durthu to snipe the Skink Priest would be pretty good. That Skink Priest hits pretty hard, actually. Yep, there he goes. He terrifies it. Oh my god, the lizards are in mass exodus! Oh my god! They're running for the hills! The Saurus Old Blood. I really thought Energized might have won that. Oh my god. The lizards are just buckling and running, but the bounce power will ebb back here. Yeah. Oh my god. This is just the Durthu tree. See, like, had Energized not had that misplay early, and he had, like, sent in his cav at the same time, I'm fairly certain he would have won this game in a pretty decisive manner. Like, the fact that it's this close, even with that big misplay, just shows that his build was really good, you know? That was insane. Oh my god, it's still not over, though. The lizards are coming back in force, and they're going to get some skink action here. The Skink Priest got beaten down pretty good. Saurus are not immune to psychology, but their leadership's pretty decent. Skinks are breaking, but Durthu's not healthy either. He's on 2,000 HP. Getting kind of chipped away. Oh my god, this game. I mean, this is a big, terrifying tree, guys. Look at that thing. I mean, I would not want to fight Durthu. Come on. Oh, is this going to be a Flock of Doom? Oh, another Flock of Doom on that army. But the bounce of power is coming back now. Oh my god, the lizards have crept back. Lizardmen do have really good infantry, and you have to remember Durthu is poisoned right now. So that's going to nullify a lot of his stats. Yeah. The Giving Tree giving out some pain. Dude, that's so good, Hadrius. I love that reference. There is no regrowth. The Branch Wraith does have an Earthblood, and Durthu has Flock of Doom. Like, a Mass Terror route could win the game, but Durthu has taken about 300 damage. He's also shaken. I mean, he doesn't like being surrounded and stabbed by a million skinks either. The Branch Wraith is holding. Oh, the Skink Priest is coming in with the cudgel. If the Skink Priest is able to hit Durthu like once or twice. Yeah, no. And you can see Energize knows this. He's like, screw this shit. I'm out of here. Because that's like his leadership. This little skink is giving an encouragement aura if it stays nearby. Oh, look at that. A Flock of Doom used on Durthu. He just has nothing else to do with his Winds of Magic except Flock of Dooms. Oh my god. Durthu's at 1700 HP. The Branch Wraith. The Flock of Doom on Durthu is so janky. Oh man, and they're all running. These little chameleons are the last of their people. The Saurus will come back. They're wavering. It looks like they could re-engage here. Definitely want to get on the backside. The Branch Wraith is holding. Anthony says he's chewed off his last fingernail. All right, the Lizards are coming back. Great leadership on these guys, of course. Saurus definitely going to want to move in here. You can see these skinks are going to be engaging. And now Durthu's going for the kill on the skink. Oh my god, little skink cohorts are moving back in. Yep, here they come. Another wave of attacks. Energize doing a good job moving past them and surrounding. Durthu might have another Flock of Doom in his pocket. I don't know. Their Winds of Magic. Oh my god. That's a Lizardman Flock of Doom. It does no damage to single entities. It'll probably tick for like 3 damage, 4 damage or something. And Durthu comes with a Flock of Doom right back. This is insane. Durthu, 247 kills. Wood Elves are pissed. Lizardmen have been chopping down... Well, Lizardmen don't chop down trees, so I guess he's not pissed about that. I'm sure he could find something else to be angry about. He's a pretty old, pissed off tree. I love the Benny Hill. Just imagine the skink, like, just running and squealing. Oh my god, that's so funny. So Durthu coming in, cleaving hordes of skinks asunder. And, man, this whole army's just, like, on death's bed here. Broken again. I think that Energized has to get in there with his Skink Priest right now. I don't think he can afford to not fight with it. So there's just a horde of dinos here, like, not happy about this engagement. The Skink Priest has to fight, dude. He has to get some lucky attacks. The Terror Route going in. Falcon pulls ahead once again on the Bounce of Power. Yeah, he should have been cycle charging the Skink Priest, I think. Oh, and he goes in, and does he hit Durthu? There goes my hero. Skink Priest. He's got this, no problem. Oh my god. Look at this poor little guy. He's like, oh god, fuck this shit. Yeah, he's running. 10 leadership, he's broken. Saurus are going to be piling in. There's still 33 Saurus here, which maybe you should have waited to send the skink in for those guys. Negative 14 leadership on the Saurus, just getting pounded by a giant tree. And that's going to be the game for Falcon. Oh my god, what a game. Jesus. Oh my god. These games today have just been off the chain. Durthu for the win. I really did think Energize had that game with his build, but just the execution in the beginning cost him. He's a good enough player to almost pull it back despite that misplay, but GG. Wow. All right. Best of 5, remember. Yeah, I forgot to turn the blood effects back on. I'll do it for the next one. I'll try and remember. I'm sorry, guys. So, Summer Song, is it Shimmer Sword? Shimmer Sword is the map that we were looking for. We'll do this one. Man, I can't believe that game. That was nuts. Wasn't it good? We've had some wild-ass games today. Yeah, they've been crazy. That tree was just going berserk. 275 kills, I know. Falcon scrapped well. He scrapped well. His army definitely wasn't good against Energize, but he still was able to win the game. I know, it does. Lich 109, it does. Yes, Hadries, if you could, that'd be greatly appreciated. So we're on Shimmer Sword. It's a good map, if memory serves. And then the players can do their picks and bans, and we'll get this party started. Energize is playing super good today. Yeah, hell yeah, he's playing super good. Definitely give a round of applause to him. They're both playing super well. 1,000 skinks versus a giant pissed off tree. I mean, Durthu and Lore would definitely be able to take out all those guys, so it's a fair representation. That round was the definition of haggard. Yeah, it was. Oh my god. Falcon's probably like taking a breath there. So yeah, back and forth. As usual until rubber match. For game 5. Falcon's gonna go Lizardmen. Because that's one of his best factions. Yeah, man. Who would win hundreds of dangerous, well-trained lizardmen or one angry tree boy? Definitely the tree boy, apparently. Mulched. Yeah. No, he thought about lizardmen and he says, actually, no. Falcon thinking about picking something else. And what is he going to play? We've seen high elves. We've seen wood elves. We haven't seen his lizardmen here in the grand finals, I don't think. Yeah, we saw him on Norska earlier. Yeah, so he could still play his lizards. He could play dark elves, the Druki, however you say that. That would probably be his go-tos. Dark elves, lizardmen would be his two best factions that I think he has left. Drithu is like the 90s anti-hero version of Treebeard. That's a very good analysis. It's a big tree, too angry to die. Yeah, Drithu really hates dwarves, actually. Yeah, he's going to go Dark Elves and ban Vampires. Okay, interesting. Yeah, Vampire Coast, I think, has the advantage there. Not a big one, but it's substantial enough to be an issue. So now Energize will pick from his factions. Obviously, he can't play the same ones again. He'll have to play something different. So we'll see what he picks. Yeah, it looks like he went with Dark Elves. Falcon's main factions are typically all three elf factions and Lizardmen and Norska. Those are the ones I've seen him play a lot. We got a donation from Dark Baphomet with the goat head. Loving the stream. Had a great time getting crushed in round 1. Looking forward to playing more multiplayer. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, I get crushed in round 1 all the time, dude. Various tournaments. Don't stress it. And glad you had fun in the tourney today. We'll have the next ECL will probably have to be midweek because next weekend we have Faction War, which is going to be taking up the weekend slot. And yeah, that's going to be going down. Dark Baphomet, thank you so much for the tenor, dude. Hope all is well up in Canada. I almost said Canada. My brain is just... Oh, it's going to be Empire. All right, we finally get some Sigmar action. Dark Elves versus Empire here on Shimmer Sword. Energized, currently down a game. If Falcon wins, he will qualify for the grand finals to defend his strap. But if Energized wins, we go to a rubber match of game 5. Which is going to be great. Yeah, life is good. Yeah, Empire versus Dark Elves is a fun matchup. I've always enjoyed this one. I've always enjoyed it indeed. All right, looking good to me. Solid. Scoreboards are tight. Falcon Shadow Warrior stack? Probably not. You mean Shades? Shades against Empire? I don't know. Probably, honestly, Falcon's going to go Scourge Runners, Repeater Crossbows, Cold One Knights, Malekith, or Marathi. Like, that's... Although he's playing a sub-faction, so he might do some meminess like the Crone Bone. I don't know. Falcon's unpredictable. He's a wild one. Canadia, I know. Canadia sounds pretty epic. It does. It sounds like Cadia from 40k. That's why people think it sounds epic. Yeah. Canadia stands. Yeah, we'll see. For the Empire? Hell yeah, Paradox. I'm all about that Empire life. This is going to be a good match. Energized has been playing super well today. If we take a look at the brackets from before, not the brackets, but the... hold on. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at who the players played. The grand finals, obviously. So Falcon's run today. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Falcon defeated King of the Dead. Then he defeated Zyphos. He played against Poison Ducky, who's a really good vampire player. And then Falcon had to play Ulrich Rahl and Dactyr. So Falcon's played like several really high-level tournament players today. And the first time Falcon dropped a game was against King of the Dead. And then obviously against Energized here in the finals. But aside from that, he didn't drop a game. Energized defeated Chief, who of course is a very formidable foe. He defeated Aren, a very, very good tournament player as well. He played against Vicious Satsuma and had a 2-1 victory. Satsuma, of course, an amazing player. Interpret, Endeavor. And then he played Zero in the first round. Zero, again, solid player as well. So both players had to like go through at least 3 or 4 like other tournament players with very, active resumes to get here. So yeah, quite impressive indeed. Yeah, the Medusa thing, I saw in one of the... So basically for the ECLs, what was really cool today is we had Aerocrastic and Falcon streaming the earlier rounds. And we got to see some of them playing like earlier. I was actually just watching while I was waiting for them to get to top 4. And we saw Falcon using Medusa pretty effectively in a couple games. I think it was just one. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Falcon could bring a meme with the crone and make it work, or he could just be baiting his opponent into thinking that and just pick like a Supreme Sorceress, because like there's not really a downside to going Harganeth. It's just like a mind game he's playing here. Yeah. This is a qualifier, and don't worry, the finals will be great. The finals is pretty much the same format as Ever Chosen. Oh no, enjoy the struggle. I meant he didn't drop a game in the earlier rounds until he played against these two folks. So like in the early phases of the tournament, I was trying to articulate that he had a really good run until he met some very fierce competition. Yeah. The Medusa, I could see him using a Medusa here. Falcon's, he's wild like that. I mean, the Medusa could pack some punch against, some like Sigmar Suns type units. I don't really know how it does against Cav, honestly, with its blasting attacks. You don't think he'll meme? I mean, Falcon's memed in the Ever Chosen and big stages before. Although maybe in his mind he didn't think it was a meme when he brought like a Dread Saurian before it got its buffs against Soothsayer, who was playing like Empire at the time. Yeah, and Falcon has a bit of a cushion. Yep. Oh. And for those of you guys who were expecting the crone, you will be sorely disappointed. He's got a Supreme Sorceress of Fire, but he does also have a Medusa. So I don't know, the Medusa kind of puts him into meme territory, but still the rest of his build is competitive, so I wouldn't say so. Coldwood Knights, a Bloodrack Medusa. He's got Blackheart Corsairs and Spearmen, a very, very interesting build. I'm quite excited to see how the Medusa functions, but against a cannon, which I assume this is, a great cannon, that Medusa is going to have a bit of a hard time. Kevin Robinson, thank you, man, for the kind words. All right. And now if we take a look on over at the Sons of Sigmar, we have Franz. We have a massive core of Outriders, which of course are great against cold ones. A double Great Cannon on a map like this, I think that's an incredible choice. Empire Knights into the Sunset, Swordsmen, and it's going to be a Jade Wizard and Franz. This is like a solid build. I love the double cannon here, actually. Really good against the cold one rush, and yeah, could really pound out that Manscore Lord too. It's a good Empire build. Outriders, of course, can outrange the Dark Riders with good micro. They can trade pretty effectively there. Yeah, it's a Medusa. Yeah. Yeah, he did bring a Medusa in an earlier game. I forget who it was against. God, it was against another Elvish faction. I think it was against... Yeah, he brought it against Xiphos' High Elves, I think, and actually did well with it. I can't remember. It was Aerocrastic was streaming it, I think. Yeah. It's only memeing if you lose, correct? I know, it's a great coverall, right? Like, you pick one bad unit, and then if you lose, you can save face by just saying that it was that unit's fault. Classic stuff. Yeah, this is a very cav-heavy matchup. Like, it's a very cav-heavy matchup. Outriders are going to be incredibly solid here. I like the positioning, too. Like, this big open field expanse that the Dark Elves have no choice but to go through. I mean, if they deployed here, they could advance a little bit quicker. But being deployed across the map like this is actually going to hurt them against those double Great Cannons. We'll see how it goes. So the battle's underway. Franz in the Empire, surveying the land. Yeah, this is a good map for cannons, Tank. I agree. Falcon did a whole stream where he used a Medusa, and he won every game. He was probably playing on ladder, though, I would imagine. Yeah, ladder certainly isn't as that competitive. But, I mean, especially a player like Falcon going on ladder. That's going to be a termination for sure. So it looks like some swordsmen from Energize and the Jade Wizard are over here a little bit alone. Jade Wizard is on foot, so Radagast is going to have to hustle over here and get back to his army, or else he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. So what are the Great Cannons shooting? I mean, he could shoot the Medusa, I guess. I don't know. Maybe one on the Sorceress, one on the Medusa, just to like test Falcon's juking abilities. Which of course are very good, I'm sure, but that certainly wouldn't be a bad idea. Grenade Launcher Outriders are, they're more like an anti-infantry piece, like versus light armored infantry. These are Outriders with the long rifles, so these are the long-range AP ones. Pistoliers are more of like a counter-skirmishing one. These guys are like for pounding down like enemy heavy cav and monsters and things like that, So the cannons, I haven't seen them shoot too much yet. They could rip into the cold ones. That's never a bad choice. Falcon, of course, has really nasty Dark Rider play, and he has freaking 4 of these. Oh man, Energize better not leave these Empire Knights to just be fresh fish. It looks like a fireball used on a Great Cannon is able to take out one of those guys, and the Medusa is actually the target. So the Medusa is being shot by the cannon. Takes a little bit of damage here. Medusa is a relatively expensive piece. And let's go ahead and see what kind of damage it does. I'm going to watch this Medusa shooting here. Hopefully it does shoot. Franz might come in for the bread butter, but I don't think it's a good idea considering there's Coldwood Knights just sitting right next to it. As well as a million repeater crossbows. Ooh, nice play here. Some Empire Knights from Energized. I don't know how they got engaged here, but they are able to slam into those Dark Riders. He does have some Empire Knights following up, but Coldwood Knights will beat Empire Knights in combat. So far it's looking like Falcon will get a better engagement and trade out of this, despite the fact that those guys were caught, but we'll see. So Fireball number 2 going into the Great Cannon, killing another Great Cannon, just showing how good that is. And oh no, what is this? Oh, a Burning Head going right through the Outriders there. Energized, woefully blobbed up, and it seems like Falcon in a very commanding position here. He's able to catch these Empire Knights unaware and just pound them with repeater crossbow play. It seems like Falcon really just on point here. And Franz is going to come in, but this is a doomed engagement for Franz. Like, stand your ground is cool and all, but it's not going to save you. The 2 cannons not doing too much damage either. The fireballs have been able to really mitigate them. Here comes another fireball from the Sorceress, which each of which will kill a single cannon piece. And Franz with Galmara is able to break those guys, which is nice. Empire Knights holding firm, but that is a lot of repeater crossbow fire. And I'm surprised the Demogryph Knights with halberds aren't over here. This is like, yeah, I don't know, that's their fight there. But I suppose they're going to fight some Cold One Knights with some State Trooper support. And Empire Knights do charge into the Medusa, but both the Demogryph Knights as well as these Empire Knights do overextend into spears and anti-large. So Franz is going to pull back up, Galmara is activated, and the Cold One Knights have been hammered, but Bounce of Power still probably pretty even, but I would definitely say that the Dark Elves are in a much more commanding position. Granted, Franz is a hard carry. You can never underestimate the Emperor. Looks like there's going to be a terror route, which might actually push these Cold Ones off the map, depending if they're actually broken. Repeater Crossbows getting a better trade against Outriders. The Outriders definitely need to pull back and use their range. And the Empire front line is only going to hold for so much longer. The Demogryph Knights are being, relegated to a frontline fighting position. Oh, and the Medusa's coming in. Oh, man. The Medusa has some really cool attack animations, and she has good AP, honestly. She's not going to be terrible at killing demis, and she does get the terror route despite the regrowth, and I think it's the beginning of the end for the Empire. Unless Franz can just, goon the Supreme Sorceress and, 3-shot her or something. I don't know. I don't see that happening. Looks like Falcon is able to get away with the Sorceress with his slippery Manscore. Now the Golden Riders are penetrating into the back line. It seems like Energized might be buckling under the pressure here of the Dark Elves. Dread Spears pushing into the back line, Medusa on the Demogryphs, and the cannon's still shooting, but, what is it really doing? What is it even targeting? 23 kills, I suppose. Maybe it's going after the repeater crossbows at this point. Outriders still getting some pounding fire in the flank, though, so Energized might be able to scrap something here, but the Dark Elves have so many forces over here as well. Cold Ones, repeater crossbows. I don't know why the balance is still even. I feel like it should be very Empire favored at this point. Maybe it's because the Great Cannons are still firing. Man, that Burning Head was super cool, too. Just an off-meta Burning Head, to say the least. This is a good play by Franz going after the Medusa, but she got flattened into the ground right there, but she'll get back up, and Franz should be able to attack her. He's got an Earthblood on him, might be able to get some damage on her, and yes, he gets a big shot right there, and some of those Demogryphs do slam back in to secure that basically abandoned Great Cannon, but this is going to be really bad for the Empire. A healthy Great Cannon with all of its ammo, about to be compromised by a bunch of Blackheart Corsairs, and they can't even hold that one cannonball right in the face of those guys. That was pretty great. But the Cannon Crew isn't going to be able to get away. They're going to get chased down. Corsairs have 40 speed, and the Cannon Crew has, I think 30 speed or something when they're off their cannons. So here comes the Bloodrack Medusa charging in. Sons of Sigmar valiantly fighting back, able to get some decent value here. And I think the reason why it's close is because Franz is just such a powerhouse of a character. I think the Bounce of Power is giving him a lot of credibility. Yeah. But the Cannon Crew is still trying to fight. The Corsairs haven't lost any models, I don't think, since they've been in. Franz able to pound that Medusa a little bit. But I don't know. I just don't see the Empire bringing their way back. It looks like they have some swordsmen here. The whole Dark Elf collapse here. The Caster's in trouble. Demogryph Knights have 2 models left, and they're about to be enveloped by a horde of just lower tier stuff, but it's still going to be enough. And Franz is, he can kill this Medusa eventually, but that's not going to be enough to win him the game. Yeah, Medusa taking a huge pounding from Franz. A couple big misplays from Energized. I think his build was more than capable of winning, but I think that his Empire Knight play on that flank, just letting them both get caught for free, basically, and also sending his Demogryph Knights overextended into the front line, cost him the game. He had some substantial misplays this game, which I definitely cost him against a player like Falcon. You can't make too many mistakes and win. So, but despite that, he played some really good games. Energized had a really, really good run today. Good matches against Falcon, some of the best we've seen in a long time, and that's going to be it. Franz is going to make his valiant last stand, but will be surrounded by Cold One Knights and blasted to pieces probably by repeater crossbow fire, which is lurking on all parts of the battlefield. The Empire is trying. It's trying to endure here, but Franz can't really do much. He took out the Medusa and did some decent damage elsewhere, but good night, sweet prince. You will be missed. Well played to Energize. That is going to be a 3-1 victory for Falcon. And Falcon, once again, is now a contender to defend his strap in the Eternal Challenger League Season 5. Will he be able to win the Grand Finals once again? And, get his sweet, sweet vengeance. Let's go ahead and add Falcon's name to the title here. And this is going to be on the list of Grom's ingredients, which is kind of the theme of Season 5. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and scale this down here. Perfect. So far for the Grand Finals of the Eternal Challenger League, we have Talaxla and Soothsayer qualifying the first week, Anticity the second week, and Felcon the third week. So clearly, we're getting some very, very serious competition for this this grand final already. And I'm very excited to see what future weeks will hold, what players will resurface and try and qualify for the strap. Felcon will also be winning a $25 cash prize for the qualifiers. Of course, the grand finals will probably have a $300 to $500 prize. But for the qualifiers, I do put a $25 prize for all these as well. So yeah. Yeah, I know. Like, Energize very easily could have won that Lizardman versus Wood Elf game with his, if he hadn't forgotten his cap. But he played a really good series, man. A really solid opponent. It was a great game. So very well played to those two fine gentlemen. Congrats to Felcon. He is today's victor. Energize says, I really didn't want to play Tomb Kings or High Elves into your Dark Elves. That is certainly a good play. Granted, I feel like Tomb Kings have a good matchup versus Dark Elves. And that is GG for today. We had some amazing games. King, your series versus Felcon was amazing as well. Great scraps across the board. So if we take a look at the bracket, Felcon is going to be our grand victor with a 3-1 victory over Energize in the grand final, a 2-1 victory over King in a very hotly contested series. And Energize, of course, had a great series against the Chief in a very solid 2-0 victory. And then, of course, had great wins across the board versus other opponents. So both players playing an awesome game. And that is it for today. Felcon is going to be the champion of the qualifier and will be going on to the grand finals to face the other Dark Lords who await him. Soothsayer and Anticity so far. We'll be finding out who our fourth qualifier is sometime this midweek. And on that note, I just want to thank you guys all for joining. Please do make sure to drop a like on the way out for those sweet games. If you guys enjoyed the stream, it does help me out quite a bit. Thank you so much to the mods. As always, it's a pleasure having you guys here. And again, so much thanks for the donations from Dark Baphomet, Joel, My Vogel. Sorry about that. I just mangled it horribly. Thank you so much for the donation. We have Ruben Bunskoke. We have Carl as well. Carolus, Martellus, Calamar, Jonathan Kelly, and Richie with the 50. Thank you guys so much. Super generous donations. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. It was an absolute blast. And we'll be back tomorrow night. Will probably be a casual Magic stream. I have some work stuff I have to do during the day tomorrow. A project I'm working on. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow during the day. So tomorrow night will be a Magic stream, most likely a casual one. And or afternoon. We'll see. And then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll see. There's going to be King of the Hills. And sometime midweek, we will have an Eternal Challenger League. And then the next weekend, it's going to be a Fat Faction War. So there's going to be all sorts of great content coming. So again, guys, make sure to like the channel, like the stream if you guys enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Join the party. And that is it for now. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. Congratulations to Felcon for qualifying, coming back to defend his league that he's won three times out of 4 so far. So we'll see if he can get this next one. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. Congratulations to Felcon. And of course, all the players that played today. A salute to those who have fallen. You guys did an awesome job. And we'll see you guys back soon. Cheers.